Hello, buddies! Welcome to today's live stream where we play a retro horror game. I have it on the other screen. Let's see if I can get this started. A shout out to all my buddies here. 𝑯𝑨𝑽𝑬 𝑐𝑂, Cycle, Under 7 We have Grandmaster. Hello! I had to look at my tablet. Are you excited? We have some big planned events for the last 2 weeks of December. I gotta get the display capture going. So this one is called Nanako. It's actually... let's see, is this the right one? Oh, it is! This one here is available on 𝐿𝑖𝑗.io. I gotta make sure I... oh, it is! Okay. I was like, why is there a dark corner of the room? It's supposed to have a dark corner. This one is basically where you slowly lose your mind. So, we're gonna start... oh, my little Christmas hat! My Christmas hat! It's cute! Noodle and I are matching! Oh no! The life of a streamer. It was perfect just a moment ago. Hold on. Aw. Gotta get it on my big head. Maybe it wasn't perfect just a moment ago. I thought it was. Well, anyway, Christmas hat! I got a Christmas hat with my big ears. And here comes Kimchi. I finally got the crochet kit. And I lost my camera. Now you've got Kimchi butt monitoring and using the VTube studio. Hopefully everything looks good. Yeah, he's taking over live stream. Where is this one? It's called Retro Rendering Test. Very weird and interesting. I'll get big. Okay, are you ready? So prepare to get a little nauseated. Can you hear the music? No. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Well, can you hear it? Game capture. Let's see if you can. Muerto, Sprinkles is a grand. I'm grand. Oh, it's working. Okay, I'm glad it's working. So WASD. Look how interesting this is. I don't know how long it is. All I know is that our mind gets fractured by old memories. We're facing our fears. There's some weird, dirty floor. Like coffee? No, it's paint. We're in some sort of art room. There's not much description. I have to switch it. I have to flip it. I go over here. No! These hats do not stay on. I got to flip the screen! It took over my larger screen. Sometimes games automatically do that for me. They'll take over the gaming screen. Oh, I gotta flip it. Oh! Flip the screen! There! Perfect! Nah, that's good. I also made some ube. I have some ube as a drink. Oh, there it is. There, front and center. I don't want Kimchi eating it. I mean, drinking it. It's kind of like a latte ube. It's purple. I love purple. Oh, eat interact. Sorry, I get so distracted. Now we got a camera. We gotta film what's going on. Some weird... wait, oh! Oh! It's a different world! And if I take it off, it's dark and creepy. I bet in the darkness... oh, look at that screaming face. Can you see it? Or should I, like, heighten it? I should probably heighten it. Oh... filters, color correction... color key... I think it's color correction. Don't want you drinking my drink. Oh. Okay, he's free. Be free, Kimchi. We're gonna do opacity, hue shift, brightness. No, brightness is... nope. We're gonna do contrast. That is so weird. I don't think it helps. Oh. Okay, it's just gonna be weird, creepy darkness. Let's enjoy the light version. Each interact. My trusty companion! He sticked around way longer than most. What is it? The backpack? Why did it... What is that? Is that a pet? It looks like paint everywhere. Each interact. My pearl, my treasure. My previous sketchbook. I don't need it now, though. Are we dead? There's a screaming face. He loves that game. I kind of like it too, but I felt that the plot was too undercooked? What is that? Wait, is that from a Corpse Party? That purple guy? He's like some sort of ogre? They call it an ogre. Basically, hold on, I'm busy. Oh yeah! It's kind of like Corpse Party! She looks possessed. His sketching easel. It's the same as mine since we got a juicy 2 for 1 discount. Got a juicy? I knew it was an art room. Something tragic must happen because in the other world without the camera, it's super dark and... E to interact. Okay. Let's go answer the door. I just wanted to make sure I picked up everything. Oh, I need to solve it. We have 4 codes. 4 numbers. 4 numbers that make up 1 code. I feel like we're gonna have to take off the camera. We're gonna find numbers that way. Can I still interact? No. Oh, here it is. It says Patanonic camcorder. The flash can be deployed using the F button on your device. Thank you. You can look through your camera by pressing the right mouse button. Try it. The past could alter the future, but never truly change its consequences. So, we're in the future. Oh, it's destroyed. Emmanuel, did you say ogre? Ogre? Just like Shrek? Yeah, it's a purple ogre from Corpse Party. It's another game. I said Corpse Party. Which game is it? There's like multiple Corpse Parties. Hello, live like peacefully. Hello, buddy. Evie says purple like Nova. App is lagging again. Wacky says, thought you were about to say mind gets broken because of an old man. What? Brandon Martinez, hello, buddy. What do you think about VTuber Awards? I think VTuber Awards can be fun. But some people take it so seriously, it no longer is fun. They get very... What do they call it? It's naturally for content creators to get... competitive. And I think that's what spoils the mood. And people get a little butthurt sometimes. You know, everyone wants to be recognized for their efforts. But the person that should really be recognizing their efforts is yourself. You don't need an award to feel like a winner. I think it's good to review, get out a sketch notebook or get some paper, get a pen or a pencil, and start writing down all the achievements you made for 2024. You don't have to be some songwriter. You don't have to be some... Well, you don't have to be anything big, is what I'm saying, I guess. You don't have to feel accomplished about yourself in comparison to others. I think that's better well said than whatever I was gonna say before. Sometimes we do compare ourselves to other content creators, and I think that isn't the point. I think that's when competitiveness takes away all the other pretty, subtle and quaint, very angry, subtle, psycho, subtle, psycho. Well, she looks dead. Never mind. Not psychotic. We can't diagnose her, that's for sure. She's kind of like one of those head statues. It only does from the shoulders to the head. A shoulder statue? Let's read this. If I can trigger the E. My art school report card. Student name, 𝑗𝖏𝑖𝑗𝑛. Programmer, Bachelor of Fine Arts. Semester start date September 13th. Drawing and observation B+. Art and history A-. Sculpture A+. Instructor's note. An excellent start to the semester. Keep pushing your boundaries. I think they pushed their boundaries a little too far. And they might have, like, cracked their skull a bit. I feel like your art can very much interpret how your headspace is. Does that make sense? Once we shine the light on it, it glows in the dark now. You see that? Before, it was shadowed by the darkness. So we're acknowledging that the artists were... I think we're in their room. What is this? It's a telephone! But an old version, I think. Because they used to be giant brick blocks. Okay, nothing for that. There's some weird... Yeah. Keep pushing your boundaries, said the teacher. Yep, they sure did. Out of their skull. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and look... Oh! It's called Yuki! I guess the other ones glow in the dark then. Ah, so creepy. I love it. We're here for that. We're here for the eerie creepiness. Alright, we got some paint. I think they sniffed too much of the paint for their own good. Alright, what else can we do? We need some... Okay, are there numbers on there? Yeah, there's some numbers. I see 2, 2, 3s, and 7s. And into a green, buddy. Hello. Emmanuel says, just like Genji. Live like peacefully says, yeah, true. Emmanuel says, she used to wear a bakery outfit. Sprinkles is 2000s proof. What? How? How would you know I'm a 2000s? I'm a 2000s gal? Are you saying that I'm youthful? That's sweet. 2000s wasn't too long ago. I wish I could crouch. We need numbers. E to interact. The door is slightly locked. That's right. In order to proceed with the game, we have to find 4 digits. Is it regarding his grades? No, those are letters. We gotta find 4 numbers. Actually, going back into the happy world. This is before things happened. This is before they got their... Oh, you're supposed to go back and forth. This is before they got the report card. Oh, we read that one. My trusty companion. We stick around way longer than most. Your satchel? There's gotta be something. We got Juicy for 2 to 1 discount. And let me play with the lock. Okay. What if we try 2000? No, that's not gonna work. What if I try it randomly? I wonder... Hey, sleepyhead, it's school today. Oh, this is what we're supposed to do. Okay, we'll give them a different voice. I hope you're ready. Who are you? Or, where is this? Who are you? It's playing the memory lost trope, huh? You stayed overnight and got locked out by the automated security system, didn't you? Huh, the cons of living the high life, isn't it? The code to the lock is the day we started school. Hurry up! Oh, September 18th. The lock is the golden thing on the right, by the way. September 18th. I do have good memory. So 08. No, it's 10. This is September. No, that's October. It'd be 9. It'd be 9. And then 18. Right? Okay, what about August? Enter? Okay, hold on a second. Take off the nice camera. I don't think there's anything nice awaiting behind that door now. So this is like present day. Art school report card, fine arts. Wait, September 13th. Hold on. September 13th, got it. Okay, not what I was thinking. Okay, now we're in the past. So then September is the 9th. And A13. Haha! We did! Who is the person we're talking to? Isn't that the other artist? Looking at things. Oh, we gotta give them a masculine voice. Well, they're kind of pretty. 𝑯𝑐𝑎𝑚 60.2001. Is that your guess? Nito Green says there are 99,999 combinations. 9,999. I'm actually happy they're helping us in game. You lost an eyeball. Hello there. Yeah, okay, we can go with that voice. You worked the whole night, huh? Damn. You seem really dedicated. I mean, the expo is coming up, so... As you can see, I was just chilling with my coffee. Did you forget? We have class today. 2 options. What am I supposed to pack? So who are you? Oh... Let's not... They already know we're confused. Let's not go with that one. Let's do this one. What am I supposed to pack? You're so funny. Go back your bag at once. Sometimes wish we could travel to the future to see our mistakes and go back to erase them. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. E to interact. Go back to the past to fix our mistakes. Maybe due to rivalry? How are you sitting back there? How? Oh, it's this thing. You just lift it up, I think. You lift it up and you can sit on both sides. Yeah, it's questionable. Oh, you made coffee. What about me? I want some coffee. Alright, go pack your bag. I guess we need this, right? Oh. Exit? Okay, let's go ahead and... I toss it in my bag. Okay, what else? We need... What does that do? Each interact? His sketch easel, it's the same as mine. Oh yeah, we already read that one. Can I take the sketchbook? I grab my beautiful sketchbook and put it in my bag. Okay, we're just gonna use my voice for the protagonist. We don't know if it's Protagoon or Chan. I think it's kind of interpretational. Leave it as is. No, it's fine. Go. Oh, just pack your bag. I think we automatically grab it later. I toss my pen in the backpack. Okay. I guess this is... Oh, each interact. I toss my pen in the backpack. How many pens can we take? Oh, we can take them all. Let's take all our pens. We can only take up to 3. It stopped. They didn't build another animation for the rest of it. Got it. Okay, we're done. I guess we walk out the door and then we're finished. Alright, I'm done. Hello there. You worked the whole night, huh? Oh, same dialogue. Who are you? You're so funny. Go back to your bag at once. And then time travel to the past to fix our mistakes. Alright, time to go. Why is that knife bloody? Your face is bloody. Maybe we fought over who got to be the best artist? Which isn't very smart. I can't put a painting in my backpack. I think we're good on items. I don't see anything else that we need. Too underrated. We're done then. I can remove stuff? I guess... No, keep the can. I want to take it with us because we're done. I guess remove can? We're good. Oh, got it. Hold on a second. And our bag's gone. Okay, so we took some items from the future. The door is open. Let's go for it. Oh my gosh. The knife. Where is the knife? And why is there a chair printed onto the wall? I mean, onto the oven. Blood. Oh no. Always look up at the ceiling in horror games. You'd be surprised. Oh my gosh. It's one of those horror games where you're stuck in a room and you keep repeating the same cycle. Each interact. 𝑗𝑗 was found carrying her usual school supplies, pens and a sketchbook and a ruler, which is perfectly acceptable. However, it came to my attention that she was also in possession of a graffiti spray can. While her creative interest should be nurtured, it's important to establish boundaries regarding appropriate use of art supplies in the outside of the curriculum? Oh no! Is this another door? It is. Uh-oh. Do I have to repeat the day all over again? I have remove pen, remove sketchbook. I removed the spray can. Alright. Oh, hurry up and pack. Hurry up and pack your stuff before it gets too late. Oh. Oh. So what if I take stuff out of my bag this time? This is weird. Okay, what if I remove pen? Then you exit. Okay, take this off. I wonder if I can get a good ending. Each to interact. 𝑗𝗚 was found carrying her usual school supplies, pens and a sketchbook and a ruler. Perfectly acceptable. Possessions of a graffiti. Oh, are we supposed to pack it? Hold on a second. Maybe we're supposed to repeat the past. Let's do that. I tossed in my bag. So, they decide to... We get kicked out of school? Is that what happens? Now I'm at... Oh. Okay, perfect. It changed, actually. Or was it always like that? Ew. Okay. So let me read it... Oh, we can't. I can't read... Oh, wait, hold on. Attention graffiti spray, blah, blah, blah. Not in the classroom. What now, then? E to interact. What if I don't pack anything this time? E to interact. Can't really do much. Okay, so let me go ahead and empty it out then. Let's remove can, sketchbook, and pen. Let's have nothing in the bag. Graffiti, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then what next, then? There's no door here in the past. Okay. Now I'm wondering... Oh, this is different, guys! The portrait! It wasn't here before. Oh, no, it was. Never mind. It was present. I'm just trying to uncover what else we have. Not bad so far. I just want to uncover more. That's a phone, right? A phone holder of some sort? Graffiti spray can. Dedicated, chilling with coffee. There's nothing else. I wonder if this is the creator's way of replaying their most, you know... like their own experience. It's not traumatic so far, but I think it was insinuating that they get kicked out of school. I love the birds. I don't think there's anything else. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want to double check to make sure that there is something. There's an ending we need, because they had the door. So let me look for that. This is called Nanako Ichio game. Oh, Nanako helps characterize the silent protagonist. This is a reading from Reddit. Protagonist better than any other Persona game. What? Spoilers! The silent protag is tough to characterize. This is usually done through the supplementary material, though I have never watched the anime in any of the games. Joker was easy. They give him a lot of quippy options. What? Nanako Ichio Ayo. I still like the atmosphere. Oh, short, sweet, and wonderful. This really needs an autoplay function. It says, I just bought a bundle... Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Ichio Aisle. The client knows it has 5 items, but when I try to open that collection, the client... What? Wait a minute, buddies. Says, yeah. Nankan! I'm such a dingy. I'm such a dingle hopper. Oh no, okay. Nacho-sama, no. That's weird, it doesn't come up. It should, I'm probably misspelling it. Ichio Aisle. Nankan. Yeah, Nankan game. What was I calling it before? There it is. It's a horror puzzle game. Nankan is a horror puzzle game where you piece together the origin of a horrifying event using the camcorder. You'd use it to change dimensions. Short, bite-sized psychological horror experience. Homemade models, textures, and shaders. Intriguing storyline, camera as puzzle and narrative device. Cute steward. No memories. A camera lies in the room. What dark secret will you unveil looking at its footage? Change between present and past to solve the puzzles of the arts to do and unravel the truth. Made with ScreamJam 24 in a week with the help of It's Bad For You. Let's see. Such a short and fun experience. The atmosphere of the room was very eerie. You get a sense of demise as you walk through it. The concept of traveling through the past and future is nice. Investigating what truly happens is fun. I love your games. Oh. I have to trigger something? Is that what it is? Oh. Alright, buddies. I need to trigger something. Okay. So... let's grab everything again. the storyline. We had spray can in here. We had a pen, a sketchbook, and spray can. So if I press E to interact, press enter, C, X, Z, something to kind of like confirm that this is what we're taking. So something really bad happens. Okay, so I packed my bag. Worked the whole night, same dialogue. What am I supposed to pack? We can't fix our mistakes. Can I take this? Did I pack a knife? Is that optional? If I click on it? No. Okay, what if I remove the pen and instead I pack the knife? What if we do that instead? Does that mean I took the knife and put it in the bag? Because that's what I'm feeling. Okay, no. There's gotta be something. Oh, I'm so confused. Each interact with you, not the knife. Or is it? I'm pressing E to interact, but nothing's happening. Grandmaster says, oh, the dog was squinting at you. I'm sorry, Noodle. I'm sorry, Digital Noodle. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to trigger. I'm supposed to trigger something. It ends in tragedy, but I don't know what it is. Graffiti spray can. There's a door here, but I can't open it. Oh! Trigger, trigger, trigger. Nanchan. Nankan? Oh my goodness. My goldfish brain. The goldfish are intelligent, but... my short attention span. You know what I've been watching recently? I've been watching people explain how social media has caused people to have a shorter attention span. Therefore, we retain less information for long periods of time. And I feel like I do see that in myself. Because we're, you know, constantly like learning new information, but it's not something we keep for long periods of time. Press F, right mouse button, try it. The past could alter the future, but never truly changes its consequences. I know I'm working on it. I feel like I've already read everything. Oh, these are rulers. Can I take a ruler? Oh my gosh, I grabbed my ruler and tossed it in my backpack. Have you guys ever had a ruler with a very sharp edge? It's like kind of like aluminum or some sort of metal. It might be iron? No, it's probably aluminum metal. Alright, we have all of these. Remove a sketchbook, remove ruler, remove can. We'll keep the can. We'll keep the can. What now? Oh, okay, we have to remove it. Okay, game. You can boss me around for now, but... I want an ending. So I'll oblige in your rules. Remove the spray can, you say. Okay. So we grabbed a ruler. Are there other items we can grab? So if we take the spray can, we get in trouble. It doesn't even look like a spray can. It just looks like a giant bottle of ink. Leave as is. Okay, so I removed it. Blah, blah, blah. Acceptable. What do you mean, graffiti? Is that why our friend died? If I had to do... Okay, oh. That's okay. Okay, nothing. I don't get it. Well, report card. Everything seems the same. Am I supposed to take that? No. Okay, there has to be something else. I didn't know that you could grab the ruler, so that's something different. And if I turned it off, does that reveal something else to us? It says 𝑯𝑐𝑎𝑚𝒋64 drippy cheese. Drippy cheese. I wish it was cheese. It's drippy blood. I've never seen red cheese before. 𝐿666 boo! You scared me just a little bit. Merry Christmas! I have a Christmas hat. It's supposed to be cute, but I mean, it's working. What do I do? There has to be something I meant to do. Spray cans. Something. I tossed in my bag. I took it out, but it still repeated the same ending. Okay. I wish you guys knew the answer. That I could ask you for help. Okay, I have everything I want. Did that do something different? It doesn't feel like it. I'm gonna have to go back to that web browser I opened. It kind of shows that you can progress. It's supposed to be a very short game, but I want to figure out what I'm doing wrong. It seems like I'm doing everything right. I've interacted with everything. We interacted with the portraits, the pictures. Not much happens. Oh. Okay. Okay. Psycho, hello! It says, what's in the bag? In the bag, we have sketchbook, ruler, and can. Live life peacefully says, creepy! That is kind of creepy. I like this game, though. I like that it's creepy and eerie. It's about the story of two artists, and one of them ends tragically, while the other gets removed from the school grounds. I guess they get expelled for carrying paint spray paint. I don't see how that would consider them to be, you know, rebellious. I guess it can come off kind of, you know, odd. Why do you got a spray can? But to me, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's different if you were actually trying to spray the school or do graffiti tags. But it doesn't make it bad. You can use spray paint for anything. Maybe try removing the can. Okay, we'll remove the can. The can has now been removed. I'll double tap it till see it happens. Okay, exit. We have sketchbook, ruler. I think I need the pencils. Alright, Saiko. We're gonna go by your instructions. Okay, so now we just have sketchbook, pen, and ruler. Let's try that. So I saw you go to the doors, you look along the walls. Our friend is nowhere to be there. I don't know if there's something we interact with here. Okay, let's go back to our friend. Did you? Oh, you were right! You were right! You were on it. Did you like solving this little puzzle? No, I didn't. I didn't understand. I didn't see the ruler. I hope you didn't take anything that'd get us in trouble. Sometimes, wish we could travel to the future to see our mistakes and go back and erase them. I did. I fixed it. I wanted to take the knife, actually, but I couldn't. I took out the spray can. Go to the past and erase them. I guess this door is supposed to be ominous? But that's it. I did take it out. I didn't like the puzzle. It says, or are you missing an item? I may be missing an item. I have a pencil, sketchbook. I tossed my pen into the backpack. Pen, sketchbook, ruler. I finally got new dialogue. Did you like my little puzzle? I did not like the little puzzle. I removed the spray can. Let me go to the past and read this again. Possession of the graffiti spray can. I took it out. I removed it. Unless the game is glitching out. It could be both. If I am missing an item... Is that why one of them got violent? Because they got kicked out? And undercooked? Oh, I thought they said underrated. I toss in my bag. I keep putting it in my bag, out my bag, remove can. And then I go back to the bag, can is removed. If I'm missing an item, what would it be? Oh guys, it's different! There is a heart inside my bag. I know beside it. Come back to me. Come back to me, my lover! Anything new? I'm coming back to you. Do you like play? Oh, sorry. I forgot. I switched the voices. Do you like playing that little fetch game? The art contest is near. You should go check and finish your painting. Do you think it'll be ready for the youth chance contest? I think so, option, or I should get back to at it now. I believe in you, Yinjin. Yijin. Thank you. Is yours going all right? Oh, for me? My patience is going well, I think. I'm nowhere as good as you are, though. Let me know. Let me know when you're done. I'll open the storage room so it doesn't get toasted. Now we've summoned the art piece. I focused. I paint my beautiful canvas. And I drink my delicious... What did I call this again? My attention span! Okay, so can I click on it multiple times for new art to appear? I came back to you. Your eyes crying blood!
Whoa, okay. That's some next level observation skills right there. I wouldn't be surprised if you got poached for some concept art position at the big company.
I'm not interested? That would be awesome. What if I say I'm not interested?
Haha, I knew you'd say that.
What about you? Or any dreams on the side of the planet? What about you?
Me? I don't think I'm good enough for anything right now. Alright, go put that bad boy in the storage room.
Okay. I painted, but you said put it in the storage room? Okay, now it's missing. Put it in the storage room? What are you talking about? Put it in the storage room? No.
Whoa, okay.
Opposite, that would be awesome. Yeah, you're getting more bloody. Hold on a second. That would be awesome if the company chose us for new ideas. And then what if we choose what dreams are on this side of the planet?
Me?
I don't think I'm good enough. What do you mean by put it in the storage room? Oh, we have now proceeded with the creepiness. No. Oh. I'm not interested. What about you, me? I'm gonna move my drink away, because he's getting faster. That was way too much. Oh, the windows have borders on it now. Before it didn't. That's weird. I just hope we don't get murdered.
The night is beautiful, isn't it? It's a shame I won't see these endless nights anymore.
I'm scared. I don't...
How do you feel?
I don't understand.
Do you remember how it felt? I still felt it, you know. The blood, the cold ground. You try to forget me, but I've never forgotten you. I wonder if you can still hear my screams.
I didn't mean to. You're not real.
Look at me. I'm always here, right behind you.
Number 5, 11111. I don't want to look behind me. Oh my god. What has this come to? Focused, I paint my beautiful canvas with blood. And then I stare at the floor. But I won. I won this contest was mine to win. Did I fail? All those sleepless nights. I finally found something worth doing. Dude, calm down. It's gonna be okay. We killed our friend.
Alright, go put this bad boy in the storage room.
And what if I don't want to? You can't make me do anything. Still drinking your coffee? Oh, more notes! I love notes. E to interact. Well, I can't read them. I'm not good enough compared to her. What are you talking about? See, being competitive isn't always the best mindset. Enjoy the journey. You don't have to be winning at everything. I'm not good enough compared to her. Okay? It's fine. Come here, tetas. Come here, tetas. Enjoy it. Enjoy learning. Alright, I guess we gotta go. Oh! Oh! We're ascending down into the netherworld! Blah blah. That was weird. Okay. I think that was a glitch in the system. Okay, now... Hello? I don't know where to begin. I think this is the protagonist. How to apologize to someone that is gone? Oh my, you did murder. You were everything I wanted to be. Your talent, your passion, it scared me. I was drowning in your shadow, suffocated by the brilliance of your work. I convinced myself I had to stop you. I know how hard you worked to achieve this. All of this. I can't justify the way I acted. Or what I did. You're gone and I'm left with this hollow victory. You were my friend, my inspiration, and I destroyed you. I feel guilty that you're gone. A game by Plus, it's bad for you. Made for the Scream Chan 24. Music by 𝑯𝑨𝑽𝑬 Music Secretion? Even though it was a short game, I thought it was cool. It had potential to be much longer, but maybe the whole point wasn't for it to be too extensive. It was the journey. No matter how short or how long it was, it truly is engaging. The end. A round of applause for this cool, quirky game. I think it's called Nanshan? Nankan! I kept getting it wrong. Nankan! Nankan. I guess that's it. And now we're stuck in a weird endless loop. Please let me out. Psycho says, wow, beautiful but confusing. So I think we murdered... Or, okay, let's say the protagonist murdered their best friend. What I don't understand is why the game capture changed on me. It looks so tiny. I was supposed to be bigger. Man, when your friendship gets put on hold due to rivalry, that is so much better. I have no idea why it was so small. Alright, buddies. The game is now over. I don't know how to escape. Escape! Basically, don't let your friendship die because of, you know, wanting to be number one. Go support them on 𝐴𝐴, available down in the description below for you guys to also play the game. Now, what to do? I kind of want to do a reaction to something. Or we can play more free games on 𝐴𝐴. Let's see. I liked it, but definitely confused on what to do. I think it was hard to navigate to find items. If I could do like kind of like a review. Given it's a short game, it's not much to comment on, but I did like the story, but I didn't like... it's supposed to be shadowy, eerie, the atmospheric to add to the, you know, the feeling, the vibes. But I wish it would highlight the items to select from. That way you can actually see it much better in the dark. Still keep the darkness, but kind of like have it almost outlined a bit, like the ruler. I know, it was still a good game. But yes, confusing. But I think that's the point. The protagonist murders their best friend because they won the art contest. And they spent all those days trying to, you know, trying to succeed and get picked by the company, but it just didn't happen, and that's okay. I think it's okay to not win at everything. I think the whole point of the story is kind of like whatever you feel that really stood out to you. What stood out to me was the I want to say the character creation. Well, I like they had an eye patch. I guess them bleeding out was supposed to represent how they were being bled dry. We kept repeating the same day over and over again, trying to cope with the fact that we made a horrible mistake. But what I didn't understand is how they didn't get caught. There was completely a lot of evidence. Maybe they hid the body in the storage room, and it was insinuating like, hey, go put the painting and let it dry in the storage room. So maybe they put their best friend in the storage room to dry forever. And maybe they just went missing in the game. I wanted there to be more feedback from the world. We had that note regarding, you know, getting in trouble on school grounds for having a spray can. But I wanted it actually to explain what was everybody else's reaction to the missing person. Because I feel like just getting away with murder, it doesn't sit well with me. It insinuated that they did successfully murder their roommate slash best friend. And yeah, and then they feel guilty about it. Or you could say you felt happy about it. You had those two options. But I don't think either matter. What was done was done. And like it said at the very start of the game, your decisions in the past, going back to change it really doesn't change what happened. Yeah, we were inside the guilty conscience of an artist. That's why all the paintings were broken. Because our best friend was also then broken. Yeah. Well, it was good. I'm gonna find another game. Close out of some of my windows. We're gonna play another game on 𝑯𝑐𝑐. They have a lot of cool free games. As much as I want to react to a video, we'll hold off on that for now. I can't... Any recommendations of games you guys think are pretty cool? Any browser games? I'm open to suggestions. Bloop. I should probably, yes, move Noodle first. Now I can switch it over. The good thing about having more than one monitor is that if the game opens up on one, you can just move all the other opened softwares like OBS Studio. You can always move it over. Oh my goodness. 𝑯𝑐𝑐. Bloop. Okay, so... there it is! Some pretty cool games. They have tons. They even have like a web browser. Oh, this looks cute! 𝒕𝒂𝒌𝒆. And they have, ooh, they have some retro games. The House Eats People. Do you guys want to play this one? So many cool stuff. Neon Heart City. Ah, the Beacon's Echo. It's free. What I like about web browsers is you don't have to download it. So if you guys don't like downloading games and you have a trouble of navigating and deleting them, you can create a separate file where it's like downloaded 𝑯𝑐𝑐 games and then delete it once you complete it. Because you don't want to hold on to so much in your storage, like too many games. We have the Slime 3K Arcade Beak. Excuse me, sir. Ah, this game has only one rule. I always win. Why does that make me think of that live action virtual game with like actual pictures of people? I think that one's on Steam, but a different version. Blue Revolver. Candy bag. That's good. That looks kind of cute, but it could be creepy. Could be a creepy twist. This one is Tiny Pack. It's called Nippets. Build the Sun. Ooh, this is not your house. $2. Molda Mansion. Control left click arrows, move up and down for right. I think I said that in reverse. They have Zelda the Game Boy! Zelda? Zelda Adventure. Ah, and it's web browser. Thank you, 𝐸𝑐𝑢. Let's try Shaky Shaky Island. Christian says, hey Sprinkles, did you watch the video or will you react to it? The video you sent about beating cancer? I think that one... Oh my goodness. I think we'll play a game and then we'll react to videos. Sometimes... There goes the dogs. Another day! Another day of doggos! I should really try soundproofing my room. Don't tempt me, Christian. Because it is... You mentioned... Let's see, hold on. I have to go back. I opened up Discord today and I was like, you guys can share videos on Discord. As long as it's, you know, doesn't go against our guidelines. Let's see. I think that one was fine. Let's see real quick. Aw, buddies. So sweet. I finally beat cancer. Bladed Angel. Is it that the video you're referring to? Sorry, I'm burping. Ugh. How long? Let me see. I have to go back to see how long the video was. Bladed Angel. Oh, it was their update. Then I broke my shoulder. Is that the game? Well, not game. Is that the video you're referring to? 23 minutes. 4 days ago. Wow. Yeah, that one? You're tempting me. I might. I think Kimchi farted. I think he farted. It's about their life updates. But it feels like very serious. WackyMo64, have you ever seen the video of the Teletubbies stealing the forklift? No, but I'd love to. Okay, hold on. That's exactly what we're gonna do. I want to watch something upbeat. Okay, we'll watch Bladed Angel's health life update. I wanted to play a game. Bladed Angel. Oh my goodness, chaos. I had to mute it. I may have to close my door due to chaos. Christian says it's really inspiring. Hold on. And the chaos is now with a closed door. It's fine. We're good, guys. Life just gets super busy. Alright. Bloop. Okay, I finally beat cancer. I was just worried because I know it's a sensitive topic. And we just got done with a psychological horror game. Psychological horror games are nothing compared to real life. You know, I've been thinking, actually... Christian, maybe you have a point. Maybe we should watch more, like, real-life updates from people. Because it also humanizes content creators, which is a plus. Sometimes, being an entertainer, you know, your personal life gets put on hold, and sometimes you neglect your health. I can't speak for everybody, but there have been times where I'm like, you know what? I need more sleep. The art can wait. I need sleep. And you know what? Since it's flu season, I've been thinking about how much I appreciate being able to breathe without so much, like, phlegm and snot congestion coming out my nose. I Lysoled my bag the other day because I was going to work, and sometimes when going into work, there's like packed at the entrance, and there was a kiddo sneezing on my backpack. And they were sneezing so much, I was like so sure, like, you know, in kind of alert mode. It's, yeah, I'm like, beetle, 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 germs! Beetle, 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 germs! And so I went into work after getting into the building with a long line in the front. And I found a Lysol spray, and I just Lysoled my bag. Like, all of it. I looked crazy. I looked very like, huh? I'm a little germy. Germophobic. I swear, he rubbed his snot on my bag. And his parents were like, whatever. Like, oh well, our kid rubbed, you know, it's being gross, but oh well. Just like, ugh. The kids will be kids. That's what to expect. They'll pick their nose and put a booger on you. And then they'll just walk away for no reason. No reason at all. Christian says, yes, I like that. The relatability. I think we need more of that. So, you know what, Christian? Thank you. We need this. Are you guys prepared? Are you mentally prepared? I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed by someone else's health updates. I mean, life happens. I've been appreciating that I have all my fingers right now. As clumsy as I can be in the kitchen, I'm so happy I have all my fingers. Oh my goodness. And you know what? That's good. That's how Nature Green says, hell no. I know, the snot and boogers. And I felt the kid as he rubbed his head on my bag. And I just pretended like he wasn't. Because the parents were just kind of like, you know, they were not in the mood that morning. Their kid's sick. They're just trying to get in the building. And I'm thinking, gross. And of course, my coworkers were just, you know, they look at me, Lysoling my bag, didn't ask questions, and went for their morning coffee. It felt nice. It felt nice not to be judged. 𝑚𝒁𝑘𝐴64! In preschool, I used to eat my boogers. I think a lot of us did. You know when we have like intense drainage from our nose? And we just, you know, it goes to the back of your throat. I admit, sometimes I swallow the phlegm. Ugh, sorry. Just thinking about how squishy it is. Man, you know what triggers me to do a little gag reflex? Those, like, Nasonex commercials with the phlegm. They're like, have Nasonex, and then it'll wash away all your phlegm. And the little phlegm people are like, no! Blah, blah. And they're being washed down the drain. Ah, I love those commercials. But I do gag a little. Alright, prepare yourselves. I beat cancer, but then broke my shoulder. I think about how I could get hit by a car every time I leave from work. It's so congested in the city. And nobody cares. They'll run you over. I finally beat esophageal cancer. Esophageal cancer. Noodle! She has itchies. Noodle! Noodle! I have to spray her with anti-itch spray. I'm not very emotional, and this isn't a very personal channel usually. But during my recovery from shoulder surgery, it made me reflect on my life these past few years. My dyslexic ADHD brain is like hyper focused. There very well exists a reality where a version of myself did not win this battle against cancer. He died quiet and alone. That terrifies me. Here in this reality, I was very fortunate to have won. If I don't share my story now, then when? There are others suffering in silence who need to know they aren't alone. I hope the story inspires them to keep fighting and to someday gain the courage to share their story with the world too. Thank you all very much for listening. There's nothing wrong with asking for money if you're suffering from cancer. However, I simply have chosen not to. I apologize if I sound like I was making it out to be a bad thing, as I understand that some less fortunate individuals will turn to crowdfunding. I was more saying, please save it for others and their journey, as mine is at the end. Hopefully, knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood for you. It only has 1 to 2% chance of reoccurrence. This was a very long battle with lots of ups and downs. Everyone reacts differently to cancer, and types of cancers all have various effects. Please do not compare mine or anyone else's suffering to one another. Testicular cancer, for example, can suddenly develop in weeks, but also be quickly cured in months. But it is more lethal if not addressed, which is terrifying. Esophageal cancer, while slow killing, is also insanely painful to live with, instead of just being done over with. And it lingers on and on, with a much lower chance of being cured. It wouldn't be right for me to determine which is truly worse. I think it's just easier to say, F cancer, and all the lives it takes. Yes, I sold my Corvette in early fall, which is on the thumbnail picture, I'm guessing. I don't know my cars. Christian, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the car, right? The car on the thumbnail, the Corvette. The past 2 years, I usually spend a lot of time prepping it, putting it up in winter storage around the time of this year. However, since my shoulder underwent surgery, I really wasn't in the mood for it, so I just sold it instead. There is no next car to replace it. I will buy another car when I'm ready to buy another car. For now, a Mustang works just fine for me. Somehow, it all goes back to Cali, huh? Just the Mustang and me. We circled back to where we started. Huh. On a lighter note, I really went 0 to 3. Oh, sorry if you can't read it. Hold on. There. On a lighter note, I really went from 0 to 3 with Atlanta traffic. But now, 1 to 0 against cancer. Now I can confirm that driving in Atlanta is worse than having cancer. Dark humor. Well, Kartaku may be discontinued. I do intend to make a new second channel. My voice will fully heal in another 3 or so months, so sorry for sounding like a bit hoarse here. I've been able to sound good enough for the shorts I've been posting, but this video was much longer. Disclaimer! Under Section 100 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, and news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use of this permitted be copyright institute that might otherwise be infringing. The materials are used for illustrative and exemplification reasons, also quoting in order to recombine elements to make a new work. Okay. Plot 1184 user says, all that I can say, when you're down, there's only one path ahead up for you. Up. Sharks for hire 47 user says, whoa, I had no idea you were battling cancer. I was wondering where you were. Hope you feel better now. User AXL, but I'm really Chad, user says, I've already won my battle. It's such a hard line. Whoa, are you guys prepared for this? Christian says, yeah, you got it right. Nature Green says, honestly, if I saw someone covering themselves in sanitizers, I would ask because I don't think I would want to know. Nature Green, you wouldn't ask? You guys, I was frantic because I can't afford to miss work. I don't have PTO. If I miss work, I don't get paid, I don't get paid time off, as they say. Ooh, are you guys ready? All right, we're gonna jump into it. This is a real person. Who they're really battling with it. I do have a story for you first, though. So, AI father had a coworker from a previous job, and they were battling cancer. And the cancer, I want to say, was somewhere on their face. And they wanted to take the treatment. I don't know the specifications on the treatment. I just know that they did take treatment. And they ended up losing they didn't end up losing their ear, their tongue, their mouth. They didn't lose it to cancer. They lost it to the treatment. Yeah. Sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. So now the poor guy can't talk well. And if your health goes under, it does affect your relationships. If you're married and, you lose a big portion of yourself, especially your face area. True story. It happened to him. We'll call him Burrito. I love burritos. We'll call him Mr. Burrito. Mr. Burrito. But yeah, they were really nice, good friends. AI father still talks to them. Yeah. So he has a missing ear, a missing jaw. His tongue partially works. It's spreading to his neck area. Yeah, and it's not the cancer, it's the treatment's very harsh and it's tough to live through. But yeah, he's lost most of his face. And, like his lower jaw is gone now. They had to remove it. His body started to rot and fall apart. It could have just... Yeah, true story. So, it makes me think about how much I value... my body and having all my limbs and just appreciating that I still have all my limbs for now. I can't really foretell the future. If I could see the future, I would tell my past self, take care of yourself, man. Take care of your health. Watch what you eat. Watch what you touch, what you expose yourself to. Like that time I had an allergic reaction to either it was a spider bite, because I had a spider bite on my neck. My whole face swelled up and I broke out in a hive rash. I don't know if it was a spider bite or if it was the weird oil stains. I had purchased t-shirts or blouses. Let's say blouses. They was like button up. I'm salivating out of excitement. Forgive me if I sound like a little spitty. I'm excited. Salivation! But yeah, I touched the oil on the shirt because I unpacked it. And it's something either from the factory, it was either blood, something like that. It was a foreign oil liquid. It was weird. That could have broke me out too. I don't know, it was a combination of things. And I was scared I was gonna die. And I thought, wow, my community is gonna be like, Sprinkles isn't here for her live stream. What happened? I died. In another world, I died because I didn't go to the doctor. I was gonna go to work and I couldn't. I just went to the doctor's, made an appointment. And yeah, now the rash is gone. It was bad. It was spreading everywhere. My whole face was bumpy and swollen. I looked like a puffer fish. It was gross. And I was like, I'm not going to work looking like this. And then I got a steroid shot in my butt. And then I felt better. I think a steroid can last in your body for a day or two. But yes, life happens. Now into this... hopefully it's not copyrighted music.
In a video game only to trip down the stairs on your way to the exit. That's more or less how I feel right now. In my absence these past few months, I was extremely happy to have won my battle against esophageal cancer, only to get rear-ended by Atlanta traffic, because if there's anything that's guaranteed to suck all of your happiness and joy from life, it's Atlanta drivers. In all seriousness, I actually still feel great. My spirits are still high and my shoulder is healed enough to not be in constant pain. I'm actually able to type again, which is why I'm able to edit, record, and make this video finally. I'm still recovering from surgery I had a month or so ago, so basically I fractured my humeral head in specific. It's the ball joint in your shoulder and it's extremely hard to heal and hold in place. It's going to take 3 to 6 months to even a year to fully recover its full range of motion and strength. Again, my spirits are high, things are getting better. Don't interpret this as me complaining. I just wanted to just talk about it, alright? Like, I don't really wear my heart on my sleeve, which is why this video may be coming completely out of left field, but like, I'm just generally terrible at expressing my positive emotions, which is why I usually just bury them instead. But I really feel like I need to share my battle with cancer because it's something that I've been struggling with for the entirety of my YouTube channel's existence, as well as a decent portion of my life. I'm not here to...
For him to be so professional enough to not mention his, you know, his big battles with his health. Cancer is not... Oh man. My relatives, my grandmother has colon cancer. And like he said, you can't really compare cancer to other cancers because they're different parts of the body and they affect your body differently, as well as your way of life. So my grandmother, she tells me to be careful about what I eat, but, you know, still don't limit yourself. So colon cancer, you think of like polyps. It's like an intestinal growth. So she actually had a very large portion of her colon removed because of the growth. But now she's, you know, she works with having to go to the bathroom. And she's much older too. But thankfully she had this extra long colon. So biologically, I could have a really long colon too. Because it was super long, they're like, hey, we actually don't need to worry too much about how much we're taking off. You'll be good to go. So she ends up having to go to the bathroom more frequently. Yeah. So I think that's why I stress about what you eat. If you've noticed, I'm always mentioning I try not to buy anything too artificial. I think that's what can cause people to develop cancer, especially in your colon. I want to say that colon cancer is on the rise, even in young people. They're seeing signs of, you know, intestinal issues and growths. I do worry about mine. But because it's like a hereditary thing, my whole family struggles with colon issues. It's just that at some point, you know, having the doctor go and check your colon health, it's very important. You gotta make sure you go to the bathroom. It can cause issues with being able to filter out the food you eat. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. I can put it another way. Oh my goodness. 𝑩𝒆 says, I forgot to tell you something about Princess Peach Showtime. You know, I already told you that she wears a bakery outfit from Shrek. Gingy and the Little Three Pigs. Yes, that your outfits were inspired by movies. Nature Green says, to be fair, sometimes small YouTubers just quit. Doesn't mean they're dead. It doesn't mean they're dead. That's fair. That's a fair point. But I was worried that if I did pass away, you guys would think... I mean, I think it'd be the best outcome would be that you thought I died. The worst outcome is you thinking I quit. Oh gosh, I just burped. Whew. But yes, that's what I was worried about. I was worried that people think, oh, Sprinkles just left the internet. She's out there somewhere. No, if I don't show up back to YouTube, it's probably because I did die. I just want you guys to know that. I can't speak on anybody else's channel. I can't speak on anybody else's content. I'm only going to refer to myself. If I do not show up to live stream, if I do not notify you that I'm rescheduling and, you know, I don't show up for a few days after I do a schedule, just know I probably spent 2 to 3 days with no sleep trying to do the artwork because I am limited on time given like a full schedule of work like Monday through Friday. Just know, I pinky promise, if I don't show up and I don't tell you what's going on, I don't do an update, I'm probably dead. I promise you that. Because I think the way I do my content, I like to update and notify like, hey, a family event happened. I'm running late. I'm driving in the rain. That's what happened last time. I think a week ago. So I went from 2:30 to 3:30, from 3:30 to 4:30. And it just kept going on and on that day where I kept pushing back the time till later. Because of like, you know, it's the holidays, you want to spend time with your family, your relatives, but you also want to make sure that you keep to your hobbies. Like, don't ever stop being consistent with what you love. And just know in the long run, it's the journey. It's not about comparing yourself to other established content creators. Because it took them 5 years, 7 years, a decade. Markiplier, I mean, people, for example, I feel like him, he's a Valkyrie. I think Valkyrie's been here for over like 4 years. I'll talk about a different content creator. But, you know, he's been here from the very beginning. He's like one of the older ones. And there is Sniper Wolf too. Yeah. You know what I'd like to see from Sniper Wolf? I would like to see her take time for herself and do hobbies. Try something new. Something, you know, nothing too complicated. Try a 3D puzzle. Find a 3D puzzle and do a hand cam. Do something, you know, you like. I think after a while, when you're a content creator, you get stuck in the content creation grind and you stick to what works for you. But I think if you've grown so much, you deserve a break from regular routines to try something different. I think content creators that have been on YouTube, Twitch for a long time, sometimes the content they make, they don't feel it anymore. They don't vibe with it anymore. And I know she does a lot of reactions, but you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see her venture out and, you know, be honest with her audience. Like, hey guys, I know I'm known for always doing reactions to stuff, but you know what? Sometimes that gets stale. Like, to be honest, to be human. But, you know, professionalism. But I would love to see that from her. I want her to collab back with, you know what, guys? You're right. You know, after a while, all these years, you just get in the habit of doing the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with self-reflection. I think if anything, it has to come from what you want. But what the thing is, when you become such a big content creator, the cost of losing your audience. If Sniper Wolf was, you know, thinking about it, expressed it, you know, like, hey, you know what, guys? I want to be real with you. I love my money. I love my income. If a content creator is that honest and transparent, like, you know what? You're right. I have done things I probably shouldn't have done in the past. I'm human. People F up all the time. But you know what? I do want to try something different. But will you stay with me if I try something different? And it's being able to open up and be... How should I put it? It's okay to show your concerns. Like, you know what? I worry if I tried something else that you wouldn't like me anymore. And I think that's a big thing for even smaller content creators. What if I tried doing a different genre? Would you still, like, stick it with me? Or, you know what? Ask them for feedback. If she asked her audience, like, hey, guys, I want to know what you'd like to see me do. what else does she do other than, like, reactions? I think that'd be a big clapback, but in a humble way. And asking them, like, what exactly should I do? Should I do a hand cam where I bake something? It's, baking's never perfect. I've messed up a lot. But you know what? To show people that she has other things she does in her life, that would be nice. Or her doing a vlog, like, what's my routine? What's my realistic routine as a human being? I don't know. I'd just be interested in seeing her growth. It's because she has gotten a lot of criticism. Do I know her personally? No. Do I think, being a big content creator means you have a lot of eyeballs on you and people say whatever? Yeah, I think you have to be pretty strong to take feedback, especially if you have a larger audience. I don't know how she does it. How does she sleep at night? How does she genuinely continue on knowing that not a lot of people have positive things to say? Like, what is her honest take on that? How does she cope? You know how cool that would be? Of course, you have to write it down. If you're a content creator, you have to think things through. You have to write down your ideas and your feelings. And if you ever wanted to discuss something important or that you thought was important, do you know how amazing it would be to get inside the mind of Sniper Wolf? But of course, on her terms. Think about it. She was very popular, but then there was controversy. And imagine her doing something different. Imagine her doing something like she did a hand cam baking. And it was her kind of like talking through, being in a position of people expect a lot from you. If you help a platform network and have like a large growth, I can imagine there's so much on your shoulders that people don't take into account. Because if you bring a lot of revenue for the platform and for yourself, I'm sure there'd be a lot of worry of like, venturing out, being adventurous. But if I was doing the same thing for years, I'd be pretty bored. I'd be bored and I'd want something different. Or make a separate channel. I don't know, it'd be cool. I don't know, I'm just thinking. Let's see what happens. Nature Green says she ended up in a lot of controversy, didn't she? She did. I think any content creator that becomes very big is bound to. But you know what? It's also about PR, public relations. I think that's something a lot of content creators kind of learn. It's not something that comes naturally. It's something you have to pull out a textbook, study it a bit, or get the right advice. Sometimes I think we only see what they post, right? We never see everything that happens behind the scenes. We don't see how they grew up. We don't see their development. And that's what I'd like to see more of. Kind of like this guy. Yeah. I'm sorry, I went on to story time. Bladed Angel, we're kind of getting into his head. But of course, it's at his terms. I don't know, I'm still interested. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, where were we? Yes. Nature Green says... Oh, wait, I caught up. Good, I caught up.
Guilt trip anyone or beg for money. There's no Patreon, Twitch donations, or GoFundMes. I've already won my battle. I don't need the money. Please save it for someone who still does need it. I paid for all my own treatment myself, and I struggled with it all myself. Looking back, I do wish I was more open about what I was going through. I kind of feel a little bad still even now because I feel like I'm pouring a massive waterfall over people's heads because this is a lot of emotional weight, but I do want to remind people watching that the journey is complete. And it has a happy ending, like again, read the title of this video. I just want to talk about it and I need people to listen, so lend an ear if you can. Okay, so esophageal cancer, what is it? Well, your throat, also called your esophagus, is the tube that leads to your mouth that allows you to eat, breathe, talk, sing, and you get the point. Esophageal cancer is very rare and it's very slow progressing as well. It doesn't kill that fast. And that's also why esophageal cancer is very hard to treat because it doesn't receive the funding that a lot of other cancers do. It's extraordinarily rare for younger people to ever develop esophageal cancer, but it can still happen. And studies are even showing that it is beginning to increase in people in their 20s or 30s because of an increase in processed foods consumption.
Oh my gosh!
Personally, I've never smoked or vaped in my life. I've never been around people that have done either of those activities either. So the only thing I can really point a finger at is possibly an overconsumption of processed food or just unlucky genetics.
I lived off of processed food. You know what I was given as a child? Hot dogs. Okay, I have a little story in between here. of reacting to what he says about, you know, what he's learned about esophagus cancer. So as a child, it was easier to give us a hot dog, a cold hot dog. AI mother was busy, right? So as she was busy making dinner, your kids get hungry, toddlers get hungry. And so we'd come up to her and she'd give us a hot dog and then we'd just kind of chew on it until dinner was ready. Man, I was addicted. I love my sausages. I love morning breakfast sausage. I like the baby ones. I like the tiny little baby sausages. The ones that are smaller than a 1-inch thumb. Ashimor! Ashimor! Hello, buddy! Guess who's back? I guess I'll go back to sleep. You're back! But the one thing is, you can pick and choose your battles with controversies, but you can't pick and choose your battles with health. Health is gonna take over, regardless if we like it or not. You know, I worry about my dental health, my teeth. Oh man, because I want to keep all my teeth. I try not to fall or trip or bump into stuff. It's so awful. I've had nightmares. Like, the worst nightmares I've ever had was teeth related. Like, they all fall out. Anybody else ever had those? Any relatable nightmares? It could have also been a maturity thing. I feel like kids go through, you know, the potty dreams when they're, you know, potty training. Think of elementary. And then sometimes they have the toilet dream where they pee on the bed. I think a lot of people have those dreams. Like, everybody at some point had it, and they're just like, oh, so this is what a toilet dream is? For me, it was also the tub dream. Because when you're a kid, you just kind of, like, go whenever if you're in the tub. At least number 1, not number 2. Now, I did have an incident where I thought I had to pee. And so, if someone was using the toilet, so AI's sister was using the toilet, all I had was the tub. So, you know, I would use the tub and I would pee. Yeah, not literally walking in it and squatting, but, you know, just kind of like sitting on the side of it and then making sure that if I peed, it would go in the tub. And it happens sometimes. If you have one toilet and you got like a bunch of rowdy kids, as a parent, you're gonna be like, you know what? Just pee in the tub. I don't care. I don't care. Because if not, you're going to be screaming, I'm going to pee, but I'm going to pee. And then your siblings taking a big, massive dump on the toilet. And it's just, you know, it's not going to work. And all you do is you get soap and you wash it down. A tub's a tub. You can wash a tub. You're going to struggle with washing and mopping up the floor. Would you rather mop up the floor full of child's pee or wash out the tub full of child's pee? Which do you prefer? I'm sure some people prefer neither. But I think when you become a parent, a lot of things fly out the window. I feel like when you're young and single, you can be very specific and particular about how you live your life. But when you have a family, it's all you want is probably sleep and make sure your kids are alive. Grandmaster says P-Bath EXE. Ashman Miller says freedom is the main thing I have. Not even health can stop me. Freedom. My goodness. Well, we learned something new about processed food. I feel like that's obvious, but kind of not really. If you're used to eating processed food, I am. But I think that's why I had a bad allergies. Like, I was always draining as a kid. I had a lot of bronchitis that could have turned into pneumonia. I always say that word wrong. How do you say that word? Oh my goodness. Man. Pneumonia! So I couldn't go outside and play with the other kids because of how severe they were. And then we had feather down pillows, which is like goose feathers. I'm allergic to goose feathers. So we had to replace it with cotton pillows. But I really love goose feather pillows. They're so soft and plushy. To agree, Muddy says, I would never go into my barack shower without shower shoes for this reason. And worse, actually. You know what? In public baths, in public bathrooms, if they have like where you can shower after, you know, going to the gym. If you go to some universities, they have a public bathroom for both men and women. Of course, separate, you know, for obvious reasons. You don't want to share a co-ed bathroom with men and women. However, there are some places around the world where are co-ed, where men and women will shower in the same bathroom. They'll have like a shower area. Yeah. They call it like a common bathroom area. It really depends on where you live in the world and your cultures. Think about like the Roman times. The Romans had a bathroom or a bath time, a bathing time historically. A bathing time where both men and women would actually have the opportunity to bathe with each other in the same area, and it wasn't a big deal. I wish it was kind of like normal for the body to be considered like artwork, because you think about all the naked statues they've made in history. You would think that people would be over the how should I put it, being too perverted. Perversion of the body. I think the body is very, I mean, men and women are very similar, other than, of course, the main thing, the reproduction organ. Oh my. Grandmaster says fancy. Christian says he also said bad genetics. Oh yeah. I think health, like cancer, is very much, they tie it to your genetics. Yeah, I'm worried about colon cancer. I do. You know what? The other week, TMI, but on one of our live streams, I'll have you guessing which one it was. It was the one I took a break on. Of course, I cut that one out, though. I cut out the break time where it's, like, silent. I wasn't feeling good because I had eaten... I think I ate... What did I eat? I ate something and it caused me to be, you know, backed up. And so I felt very sick because after a while, your body feels it. It needs to, you know, your body has to intake and then expel. So I felt very sick and nauseous, and I felt better once I think I took, you think it'd be easy just taking a stool softener, but instead I took ginger root. So ginger root, there's like medicinal herbs that work really well. Sometimes medication doesn't help me actually. So I took ginger root and I put it in my tea. Of course, you want to make sure you read instructions if you're going to be ingesting any herbal medicine. It kicks in more. Ginger is supposed to help with inflammation of your organs. So if you ever feel inflamed, or, you know, of course, like abdominal pain, you may want to take some ginger root. You can actually cut up ginger roots and then boil it like tea. That always helps. But it was bad, guys. Bad. So TMI, but since we're talking about, you know, our health, his health was in regards to his esophagus. For me, it's more like intestinal. Horrible! So horrible. And I want to laugh about it so it's not too eerie or sad.
Can't say for certain. Regardless of what caused me to get it, it didn't change reality that I would get afflicted with it. At a very early age in adolescence, I was diagnosed with pre-cancer for the esophagus, which is known as Barrett's esophagus, and was confirmed by tissue biopsies. The really sad part is my stupid Asian tiger parents were too foolish to take this diagnosis seriously enough to enact proper medical actions to prevent it from forming into full-blown cancer. It's ironic when you think about it because Asian parents don't shut the up about how hard you should study because you be doctor, you study hard. It's sad that they don't actually take the words of doctors seriously, because it's no secret they only tell their kids to be doctors because doctors make a lot of money, not because they actually value the work that doctors do. Also, if I sounded a bit venomous here, I'm not gonna apologize for it. I'm gonna dial myself back a bit because I don't want to get too off topic, but I want to draw some correlation between abusive parenting and my cancer development. Had I had parents who actually took the proper steps and kept me on preventative care during my initial run-in with Barrett's esophagus during the pre-cancer phase, there's a high probability I would have never developed esophageal cancer. Some of the most expensive health risks can be solved with early attention. Looking back, one of the things that really pissed me off is how in denial both of my parents were. They would say, our genetics are too good for something like this to happen. I'm never gonna blame childhood me for getting cancer because that literally wasn't his responsibility. He couldn't earn money yet. He shows
us a picture of his baby. Oh, baby.
Both of my parents were. They would say, our genetics are too good for something like this to happen. I'm never gonna blame childhood me for getting cancer.
He was just a boy, and now he's a man. Present day, he's a grown man. Oh, he has an action figure. I'll point it with my ear. He has an action figure. I wonder which one that is. I only have like 3. I have one opened, and I reboxed her up. She's from Madoka Magica. She's Homura, the crazy one, obsessed with Madoka. I have her, she's in her white dress because they have like different outfits. But I have another one from at the time I turned into a slime. I have that one too. Nator Green Buddy says, I mark against shared showers. I always wear shoes. I always wear sandals. Yeah, not just regular shoes, sandals. Because they can dry easier. And I usually wear those in, like, if I go to a communal bathroom. Think of going to the rec center. Or, go, you know, think of the showers they have at a college or a high school. Because I'm afraid of getting athlete's foot. Or getting, like, you know, something from somebody. I mean, they're clean, but I mean, how clean are they? Grandmaster says, P.S. Congrats on 1K subby buddies. Thank you. I'm very happy about it. You guys are my reason for coming back. I just want you to know that. So I try considering what I say. I try being thoughtful. I never just want to ramble with, you know, no purpose. So I'm glad we're talking about sharing our lives, even just a little bit of it, especially diving into his update. I'm glad he's still around and got to share his story. It's very important that people share stories. There's a lot to learn from it. And, you know, of course, I can't really comment or give too much of opinion on, you know, how he feels, because those are his feelings. And, you know, he mentioned that he feels like his parents were, you know, he considered it abusive that there was neglect on his health. You know what I mean? And, you know, my parents, I think they were pretty... sometimes your parents, I can't really describe his parents, so I'm not going to describe his parents. But him sharing his a bit about childhood and his health, and how he could have, you know, in history, if he goes back on the medical records, it could have been handled beforehand as a preventative. I guess we'll just leave it there. I'll share my childhood at a different point. But so far, let's just listen to him. Virgil! Meow! I like the hat. Meow, meow, Virgil. Meow. Look at my cat butt mouth. I love my cat butt mouth. We'll make it bigger. Cat butt! On a lighter note. Oh, my hat! Oh, my hat! Okay, we're gonna go back to his story. Aw, it's so cute. I just want to pause it. Look, he's a baby. You can already tell what he looks like as a grown man. Maybe with some beard. Saiko says, I got like 8 figures of the slime isekai. I wanna see. Could you take a photo of the characters you have? You can just send a snippet of which characters you have. Because I know models get dusty. My Homura was getting so dusty. So fuzzy. I just, you know, cleaned her up and put her back in the box. I think she has like some accessories, maybe? I think with the hand or something, or maybe not. Maybe that's a different one. But yeah, I have the red fire guy. I don't even know his name. I didn't even finish the time I got turned into a slime isekai. I want to. I got to the part where he was able to turn into both female and male, or non-gender, but favored female. That's as far as I got in the episodes. I need to go back for more, but proceed!
Answer, because that literally wasn't his responsibility. He couldn't earn money yet. He couldn't just run away from home. So I was kind of stuck with the cards I was dealt with. And before anyone misunderstands, I don't actually resent my parents anymore. I think their life was still hard, and I understand that they struggled too, but I don't forgive them either. And I don't think anyone in the world can fault me for that, as they could have done way better actions, and they could have made my life easier, and I don't think I'm entitled for desiring that, because that's the whole point of being a parent, to make your child's life better than yours, in spite of your struggles. Again, pre-cancer is way cheaper to treat than actual cancer, and the few dollars that they were so scared to spend back then, I had to spend several years of my life and hundreds of thousands to undo. People bitch about pay-to-win games. Imagine how it must feel to have a pay-to-live life. I know we all pay to live via living expenses, but no one asks for cancer. So to anyone watching who is a parent, please love and cherish your kids. They're fragile, you need to protect them. By the time I finally got myself checked when I became an adult, I was diagnosed with stage 1 esophageal cancer. I had biopsies taken from my mucosa lining that confirmed.
Oh my gosh, I just want to pause it. You know what, guys? I want you to know, one of the only big surgeries I've ever had, since he's talking about like his state, the state of his esophagus. I'm probably gonna say their esophagus. I actually don't have tonsils anymore. I had mentioned that I had bronchitis a lot because of my severe allergies. A lot of it's food related. I have severe food related allergies like beef. I'm allergic to beef, chicken, and turkey. So I made rice porridge, and I had some Salmon. I love salmon. I prefer salmon over tilapia. Tilapia is okay. It just has a little weird taste to it that I don't really like. But yeah, so I really changed up my diet and it helped with my inflammation. If you could look at my driver's license, you'd be asking yourself, who's that lady on the driver's license? It looks nothing like you, Sprinkles. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't. She had no idea what kind of health issues she had until she took her allergy test. It's very painful, by the way. I mean, it was painful for me, but I didn't know that it was going to be extremely painful. And that most people, they choose different options of testing their food allergies as well as environmental allergies. They usually encourage you to do it once you're pretty developed, like an adult, because your allergies are going to constantly change as a kid or as a teenager. Your body's still developing, so it's not for certain if you do an early test of allergies, if it's going to stay consistently the same by the time you reach adulthood, like your 20s. So I did it when I was about to give out my age. Hold on a minute there. Hold on, I was in deep thought. Oh. We'll just say we'll say early 20s. I was about to give a bit too much. Oh goodness. But yes, I got really into the feels of sharing. Since he's sharing about his health, I'll share a little bit about mine. So yeah, I had my tonsils removed when I was in 2nd grade. You can think about how old I probably was, give or take. And I also got braces the same time. So I got braces, then I got glasses, and then I had my tonsils removed. And I had my braces till I was junior year in high school. So if we take it by grade level, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I had braces for a decade. Because that's how bad my teeth were. Yeah. I had an underbite like a pug. And my teeth, my front row bottom 4 teeth, think of like the rabbit teeth. You know when you eat vegetables or a carrot, you see the front buck teeth at the top and the ones at the bottom of the lower mouth? Well, my lower front 4 teeth were falling backwards because I had an underbite. So that means my front top teeth were actually pushing the under teeth into falling outward. So they were gonna literally fall out of my mouth until they actually got me braces. So my parents had to. It wasn't because, oh, Sprinkle's teeth are a little crooked. No, because I had an underbite. I looked like a pug. I was round and tubby, and I had an underbite. And that's why they always refer to me as a pug. Of course, I'm grown now, and I'm hopefully I'm a gazelle. From pug to gazelle, probably not. But yeah, 𝐴𝐸𝑐𝐿. Oh, good, I caught up. But yeah, anybody else have braces? Raise a hand. No? Maybe? Yeah, so I don't have my tonsils because of allergies. So when I get congestion, it just goes right down the esophagus for me and into my tummy, which isn't good because then you can have a lot of diarrhea. If you get really sick. That doesn't happen to me though, unfortunately. I wish I had diarrhea from phlegm and, you know, drainage. No, it doesn't. I have a very strong iron stomach.
Confirmed cancerous growths. The way I found out I had cancer was through an endoscopy. So an endoscopy is a surgery where they send a camera down your throat to check its condition. If the camera does find something unusual, in this case cancer, then further appointments will have more endoscopy procedures that will have something more than just a camera. They can send additional devices that can even install things. Like I have a tiny pill-sized robot that was in me for a period of time that was called the Bravo pH device that was used to monitor my stomach acid levels. Endoscopies can also be used for something called ablation, which is a process used to kill cancerous masses or other abnormal areas in your throat. I was very familiar with this personally, as this was one of the primary reasons for repeat visits, as you usually do ablation every 2 to 3 months. It's also very expensive. Endoscopy, even with my insurance, each visit was costing anywhere from 3, 5. Sometimes if your insurance was really kicking my ass, it could be even 9 or 15 grand. Cancer, generally speaking, costs usually anywhere from 50, 70, 90 grand a year. So it's not cheap. You know, it's hard. You know, it sucks. It's a huge financial burden. But I pushed myself to get through it because I don't like burdening others. And I was in a privileged position where I didn't need to do chemo since I was in a very early stage, right? Stage 1. 1. And this cancer also progresses very slowly, so my doctor didn't feel the need to rush me and, more importantly, subject me to the potential risk of chemo. They made their absolute best to educate me about the availability of chemo if I did decide I wanted to do it, but they're also very transparent about its downside.
Wow! You know how I mentioned the story time about Mr. Burrito? Of course, the alias name I gave to AI Father's coworker. He had to a big portion of his like mouth. Oh my goodness! That sort of thing. And it happens. Well, I'm glad in his case they were trying to avoid doing chemotherapy. It's not a bad thing for people to do. It's just something that, you know, you have other options too, if that makes sense. Oh, I think I have to refix my art kit. Oh, there it is. Oh my! I lost full connection. I had to make sure I censor it. My goodness. But yeah. Scary. Okay, so the effects of the body. Medical news today. Pain, hair loss, mouth sore, trouble breathing, nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea, weakened immune system, bruising, bleeding, rashes, and neuropathy. So for anybody interested, I wanted to pause it because I like that he's being educational. You know, he's also doing story time, but educating us too.
And something I do still want to mention that's a very under talked about point regarding cancer is how ridiculously tired you feel all the time. So it's a lot worse stage 2 onwards, especially if you're also undergoing chemo. But even at stage 1, your cardiovascular endurance tanks drastically. When I first started this channel in 2017 to 18, I used to upload every 1 to 2 days, and then that became every 3 to 4 days in 2019 to 2020, and then every 5 days from like 2020 to 2021, and then very recently I am holding a weekly schedule, but this year I even had to resort to using shorts because even a weekly schedule just got hard because I really want to iterate this. I briefly touched about at the start of the video, but like I still do everything on my own. I research everything for my videos, I record everything for my videos, and I do all of the editing for my videos. I don't have any editors or script writers. I'm a very old-fashioned YouTuber in that aspect, but to be fair, I also couldn't afford to hire anyone because of the cancer treatment and its expensive, but also because it's just, in my opinion, I don't want to say it's the right way to run a YouTube channel because that sounds too rude. I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to hire people, but like I do it because it's nostalgic and because it's worked for me. And to be fair, like I'm still heavily inspired by 2012 to 2014 era of YouTube where YouTubers were just YouTubers, like honest to God YouTubers, not corpo-tubers, where they didn't
Corpo YouTubers. They really do end up getting a lot of, how should I put it? It's good that they're successful, but it does take away from people who do things on their own, who self-invest. While as in comparison, these are like smaller companies, larger groups, you know what I mean? Large and small companies. Man, BuzzFeed, wow. I really did like BuzzFeed for the longest time. But of course, the creators that you enjoy on their platform, they go off to do their own channels. And then from there, they make their own smaller kind of organizations slash companies in entertainment. Woo! Hello, buddy! Ah. Timilulua. Hello, buddy. Says, great, hey, great streamer. I wanted to take a moment to let you know how much I enjoy your content. Always, your energy, I enjoy your streams. Your energy and content always brighten my day. I look forward to hanging out with you more. Aw, why thank you. Ah. Tamilua. That's sweet. Oh. What are your thoughts on corpo YouTubers? I feel like when it comes to animation, there's indie animators and then there's a corpo animator. I feel like those are different. CoComelon is, you know, it's also considered, you know, its own animation, not mainstream. It's not like a Netflix show. You know what? I have a question. Is CoComelon on Netflix? And if not, why not? Is it because they'd have to do ad share revenue with Netflix? Is it because they'd have a contract? Would it affect their story? I've never seen CoComelon on Hulu. I've never seen it streamed on Prime. It's like literally its own little nook on YouTube. Is it just me or did I miss that? You know what I mean? That's a great. It dawned on me. Wait a minute. Christian says, Donut has changed. I haven't been able to keep up. Donut? I've never heard of Donut. I've heard of BuzzFeed and CoComelon, but I've never seen series or T-series or Donut. Huh, is it about food?
Have these big employee groups and big companies like BuzzFeed and so on and so forth. It was generally just some people pointing a camera at themselves and talking to the world. So that's why I still do that to this day. Aside from uploading slower, I also quit vlogging entirely prior to 2022. Going outside just got harder and harder. Having energy to go to car meets and car shows just became fewer and further between. So I just silently withdrew myself from the crowd, only telling a few really close friends what was actually going on with me. Looking back,
Psycho says CoComelon is on Netflix. Ah, is it really? I have to close my eyes. Have I seen it before? Maybe it's because I don't watch it that I don't look for it. So it is. Oh, Kimchi! Okay, he likes touching stuff. Where were we? I love you, baby, but oh, he's giving me sad face. I love you, but you can't touch the keyboard, and I can't guarantee nothing would happen. Where are we? I don't know where we are. I don't know. I don't know where we... Oh, there we are. Okay, that's familiar. Psycho says, and corpo YouTubers are fine, just not something I would ever watch. I think they're less likely to be intimate with their audience compared to a YouTuber. I like how he phrased it. It's a YouTube. Ah! On the big tube screen. 𝑯𝑐𝑖𝑚𝑜64 buddy says, all corporations are just bad in general. Noodle? Join us, Noodle. Gotta be careful. She's a delicate package. I think I got her to gain more weight, which is good because it's winter time. Sometimes they end up getting a little chunky. I get a little chunky. 𝑯𝑐𝑖𝑚𝑜64 says touching stuff. What? Oh yeah, Kimchi. He likes to roll onto the keyboard, and so he touched it, and it ended up causing it to like space out. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Why is it yellow?
Just got harder and harder. Having energy to go to car meets and car shows just became fewer and further between. So I just silently withdrew myself from the crowd, only telling a few.
It says it's Donut Media, remember? Oh, you're right, Christian. We watched it together. We did. I just keep thinking of food. I had donuts today, by the way. I did. I had some donuts. Then I came home and I told myself I need to eat something healthy. I had lunch. For lunch, I had a salad with an omelet. It was good. It was so delicious. I made it at home. I gotta stop eating out.
Few really close friends what was actually going on with me. Looking back, I remember telling myself, wow, I guess this is it. I'm only gonna feel more tired and lonely with each passing year, and I kinda just accepted that. In the earlier part of my YouTube career, I did say something rather ominous at the end of my videos where I would say, I'll keep posting videos until either YouTube ends or until I do.
But I'd also like to thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys keep listening for years to come, because I'll still be here talking, until the end of my days or until YouTube closes. Whichever one comes first, I guess.
And I did mean.
What will we do if YouTube closes? What do I do with all my videos? Is that why people move to other platforms? What will we do if YouTube shut down? What will we do? I don't know. I never thought about that. I got so lost in like just, you know, being present in the moment. I've never thought about planning ahead. I mean, I have Twitch. I stream multi live stream on Twitch and YouTube. I wish I could do the same on Kick. I feel like Kick would be a nice place to go to. I don't see myself growing very much on Twitch or Twitter, and that's okay. I don't really get Twitter's postings. I don't have enough time to sit around designing things to be posted unless content creation was a full-time thing, or I had someone hired to do that. But that sounds very expensive. Oh, investing in content work. I would like to tell you what I've been doing recently, but I also don't want to spoil like future cool stuff I have planned. Corey Kenshin's another content creator. He did an update of why he was like, you know, MIA, missing in action. That he was actually, I think it had something to do with something he actually made himself with a group of people. Very creative. Go check out Corey Kenshin. He's gonna share his update. I think he's pretty cool. He's been around for a long time too. Christian says probably. Who knows? I can't say it because I'm not a content creator. What will we do? All my investment. What will I do? I don't know. What will other VTubers do? What will other content creators do? Like content creators in general. My goodness. I don't know. I mean, I guess just enjoy every moment until then.
That because I was terrified to dying to cancer and I had no way of wording that fear into a way where I thought others could understand me, so I ended up just being, I guess, vague because I don't know, it's like I just didn't want to burden people with my potential suffering. It was I'll get into that later in this video, but like regardless, that doesn't take away from the fact that I enjoyed my entire time posting videos here. Every time I post something on YouTube, I cherish it. I know I rant more about JDM cars than some people would like, but as I mentioned in a previous video, there are 10,080 minutes in a week. You only see 15 minutes of me each week. Even if a YouTuber uploads daily, that's still only 70 to 80 minutes of them each week.
God,
we all
that's
play
cool.
a character for camera, and sometimes that means exaggerating certain opinions for the sake of silliness. What we do off camera for the other 10,000 minutes is completely unseen by the internet. We're still humans, and we have our own lives, and I hope everyone who has judged me harshly will consider differently. I'm not asking that they like me, and I'm not asking to be liked by everyone, but at the very least I just want people to know that I'm not 100% serious when I'm being silly, like when I rant about JDM cars. Like, that's just something I want to just tell people because like it's just for fun at the end of the day. I do YouTube for fun. It was never about hyper optimizing my algorithms, selling tons of merch, or shoving sponsors every video. I literally just upload videos for fun. Like, and this is something that you can literally fact check me on. You can go back through my channel. I have less sponsors on this channel than I do fingers on one of my hands. Because of how little I could use my voice, I found peace in knowing YouTube was one of the most effective ways I could be heard. Seriously, talking used to be such a chore, and I don't mean that in like an edgy way, like, oh, speaking to others is so bothersome. I wanted to talk, like, I seriously love talking, I enjoy it, I just literally couldn't. Talking literally hurts for me, and it's been that way for the entire past decade of my life. I have a daily quota of how much I can comfortably speak before I literally start coughing up blood, and if you've seen me at car meets in Atlanta, I have actually done this, so there's actually some people who can vouch for this, where I get so lost in just spending time with subscribers and talking out of enjoyment that I would start coughing up blood because I talk too much, and my voice gets noticeably more hoarse too. And I would always tell people to stop worrying about me back then, and now you guys know why I was doing that. It's kind of sad how like that's how a lot of people, that's the first way they're gonna find out why I did that. But yeah, that's also why like when I tried streaming, I couldn't really do it because I was like, I would stream for like 2 to 3 hours, get completely winded, and not be able to talk for the next 2 days. It was awful. Like, it not only makes YouTube hard, this makes getting like even just holding down a normal job next to impossible, because any job that requires extended amounts of talking, like service jobs, I couldn't do. I know this is a weird detail to go off the rails over, but I generally think people take for granted just how beautiful a gift it is to talk. That's why I was so grateful to YouTube taking off. It was the perfect trade-off where I didn't need to talk much but could be heard by many. Instead of burning through my daily speaking allowance trying to find topics with strangers that they might potentially not even be interested in, YouTube let me just record whatever for a few minutes and let the internet, who is interested in the same topics, find me. That's my main driving force for making videos. While we're talking about all these things, I may as well throw this in. For all those who've been wondering about why I discontinued my second channel, Kartaku, I really enjoyed making videos on it, by the way. Seriously, I did. But it got to a point where I had to choose between Bladed or Kartaku. I really just couldn't speak that much, and I felt I have an obligation to my audience here on Bladed more, so I just ended Kartaku, which is why that channel effectively died in early 2019, really in late 2018, because I think the final video in 2019 is like a compilation of that channel. Truth be told, reflecting on it now that I've said all these things aloud, I should not have subjected myself to the emotional deficit that I've kind of created for myself. I should have shared my struggle earlier, and that's why I'm pushing myself to do this now, because I've had a lot of time to think about this being injured, and I couldn't even type because my shoulder was broken, right? So like for like 6 weeks, I couldn't really do anything because I really broke my shoulder in one of the worst places possible.
Jesus. And what are those pieces there? Was that where they had stitches? 'Cause did he have surgery? Christian's I caught up a chat. Good. My goodness, looks painful. He's quite brave for showing pictures of his body. Yeah, it's been confirmed. He's a grown man. Oh. Well, I'm glad he's doing okay. He has nice clear skin though. Look, he has nice clear skin. Some people do struggle with, because some people can have a facial acne, but some people can have back acne. He is very blessed. Or maybe he just takes really good care of himself. Yeah, thankfully, I don't have to worry about it too much. I try not to use any products that clog my pores or anything like that. I think that's what it kind of comes down to. Also, what you eat. If you eat anything oily, you want to make sure you flush it out of your system. I don't really eat too many oily foods. Yeah. I do remember in high school where there was a story where a girl was like, people were complimenting her. They're like, your face is always so clear and you're so pretty. And then she confided in them and was like, no, actually, my face is very clear. But I have like really bad back acne, which is a thing. It's a skin thing. I think it depends on hereditary, your eating habits, which could also be like a cultural foods that you eat primarily that could lead to like, clogged pores, things like that. Because your body, what you eat drains out of your skin too. Because our skin also helps us breathe. I don't know, isn't that interesting? Our skin is like a second, it's a very large organ, but it's also like another way for us to breathe air. Is that strange? It's like we have lungs, but we also have skin. Because if our skin was completely, wrapped, it would suffocate, and then we'd suffocate, which is interesting. Just something I thought about. Yes, you're very blessed. But yeah, there was that story. So yeah, everybody struggles with something different. It was interesting. I was like, huh, I never thought about it. Huh.
Because some people after 3 or 4 weeks can start to do day-to-day things, but my doctor, like orthopedic, was assuring me where they're like, it's normal that you still can't do most of the things other patients can. It's because you really broke yours in a really bad spot.
Oh gosh.
But since I've had all this time to reflect, it made me realize like how valuable time is, right? Like sitting around and doing nothing, it sucks. Like I actually hate it. I love being a workaholic. I love feeling like I'm working towards something. Truth be told though, the main reason I probably didn't reach out for help earlier was because I hated the idea of burdening more people than necessary. I hate more than anything when people feel sad for me. I don't know if it's like a childhood emotional defensive mechanism, but like, whatever. I'm smart enough now to know that this behavior is a consequence of my upbringing, since whenever I had any emotional, mental, or hell even physical struggle, my parents just rolled their eyes at me or even berated me or even hit me for being a weak boy who's gonna grow up into a pathetic man. This led me to—
I do have questions. Does he have siblings? Does Bladed Angel have any siblings? I think when you're an only child, there's a lot of expectation for you, as well as what your parents want to amount to be. Conrail 666, 8 people now. Conrail all breaking the silence, the seriousness. What do you guys think so far? Do you like Bladed Angel sharing his story? Do you guys have any stories you want to share? I mean, nothing that you wouldn't want to, but something that you want, feel comfortable sharing, if that makes sense. Yeah. Is there any car you like? You're thinking of Bladed Angel because he does a lot of car content. Do you relate to his upbringing, or did you have, let's see, Christian says he does have an older brother, yeah. Oh, so he was the younger brother. I want to have 3 kids. That's random. But, asking about how many siblings he has? Restream says, congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Ah, but why does it say tweet, like tweeted on Twitter? I think I have the option of doing that. That's weird. Restream. I guess that's a new update. But yeah, I think I want to have 3 kids. That way, there is the eldest, the youngest, and then the middle child. I was a middle child, and I turned out fine. 𝑯𝑐𝑖𝑚𝑜64 says, I got lost in Kmart a few times as a kid. Kmart? When I think about Kmart, I just think about cereal. Cereal. Man, I hated getting lost. I just stood there. If you're lost, just stay where you are. I'll find you. Christian says he has a YouTube channel as well, but it isn't active on on it anymore. It's called Omni Rider. Whoa. These are pretty good. This one's very intuitive. Like, it's good. It's nice to hear that he was reflecting as an adult about his upbringing and how that takes effect to his personality, as well as his habits and behaviors. You know, there's a lot of things about, you know, that I admit, maybe not today. I mean, eventually, slowly share bits and pieces of myself, where I realized as a kid, I had a really bad habit of not wanting to, I think, converse, to talk. You know what I mean? Because as a middle child, sometimes you're just the annoying one. Sometimes you're just the energetic, bouncing off the walls, or, you know, opinionated. Because you're like the second oldest. Well, I guess I wouldn't be the middle child. I'm sort of like the middle child. I have 2 older siblings. I have an older brother, an older sister, and then a younger sister. She doesn't like being called a baby, even though she acts like a baby. No, she's cool. She's pretty chill. My AI siblings. Yeah. But I think you just have a hard time fitting in, because if you have 2 older siblings, and we're like almost a decade apart in age. So they were going through, when they were in high school, I was like in elementary. And then when I was in high school, I'm not too far apart from younger AI sister in age. We're pretty much like not too far apart. But it can be hard to relate to your siblings if there's a big age gap. I think that's something to consider when you have kids. Because you have to think about how more likely they're able to relate to one another based on where they are in a standpoint in life. Also, like if they hit puberty before the rest of them, then they're gonna feel like the older sibling's gonna feel hard to relate to. They're gonna feel like they have to babysit all these little babies, and all they want to do is go hang out with their friends. So I think about, I guess when, like when after which child I have time for myself before I have another one. Like how far apart I want them to be. You can always consider like when you want to have them. But not always. Sometimes life just happens. 𝐷𝐴 says, I admit, when I was 6, I tried my own pee. It was salty. You're a brave one. You're a brave, exotic one, 𝐷𝐴. Salty? Christian says, oh, okay, I caught up. You tried your pee? You know what's better than saying you tried your poop? You know what? We'll give you, let's see, what do I have here? What is this? I gotta read it. What are my sound effects? I have... No, not that one. What is this one? You know what? Props to you for being adventurous and sharing that story. Pee. You know what? There's a video out there where a guy eats his poop. My cousins were telling me about it. They're like, watch the video. I'm like, what? Why? Oh, why would you eat your poop? It's different when you're a kid, you try your pee. But another thing if you tried your poop. Oh, ugh.
To grow up to become someone who incorrectly made the assumption that anyone else I tell my situation to was going to do the same as everyone else in my childhood did to me, where they're gonna laugh at me for showing emotions because emotions means weakness, and we should just lock them away in silence because—
Yeah, do not lock away your feelings. It'll build up like this guy here, but, you know, internally. And eventually you're gonna want to flex those build-up of emotions, and it's just gonna be a big, you're gonna be a big bundle of fury. Yeah, don't bottle it up. Yeah, you don't want to bottle it up inside. You want to go work out and release your stress to get super buff. Yeah, get muscles.
because that's what real men do, so that's what my solution was.
Except real men don't let their son get cancer. Most wussy manosphere wannabes wouldn't have lasted a day in my shoes. Cancer sucks. This was hard. It's serious.
Looking back,
Horrible.
it still boils my blood thinking about the lack of emotional support that I had growing up and how many others probably suffer in silence due to the same issue.
Friedrich Schiller Sure.
where they don't have the emotional support growing up, and that bad upbringing actually does mold your young adulthood and possibly even the rest of your life if you never move past that trauma. And it does create that misconception that others don't care about them, therefore they shouldn't try to get others to care about them. And that's the state of mind I existed in, honestly, up until I want to say like 6 months ago. Like, when I mean I learned it recently, I really learned it pretty recently, because thankfully I did end up learning that people do value you. And one thing I tell myself to feel happier is I just tell myself I got a really unlucky spawn. Apologies for using like video game terminology a lot, but it's generally just the best way I can explain some things and try to make the mood more lighthearted. But when I first said aloud to myself that I just had a bad spawn, I kind of laughed, because there are many people who may also be in that situation. It's very well possible that you get stuck in a garbage 18-year tutorial that you're just stuck in, but it's not going to be indicative of the rest of your life, and you get to choose the rest of your life, but you do have to push through that suffering, right? Another thing I do to cheer myself up is
You know what should also cheer him up, though? Is that because he's learned and reflected on his own upbringing and how his health could have been bettered and avoided all of this suffering from having to go on this journey alone, he also has learned how he would like to be more supportive to his children. We don't really know if he has kids or not, or if he's married and, you know, baby's on the way, but the whole concept is that he now knows what he wants to do for his own kin, for his own spawns. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think if you self-reflect, you figure out what you would want, what you wanted. I think maybe, like he had mentioned, teaching people how to open up, to discuss. He may be a great father, and that's something he kind of like gets, that's kind of like a reward from his efforts. 𝑚ost64 says, real men know it's okay to cry sometimes. You guys, when I see my own father cry, I cry. It hurts, man. It hurts when you see your padre cry. Because they feel too. It does. Especially when I was a kid and I caught a glimpse of AI father crying. You know what I mean? It could have been something like, you know, a loss in the family, or it could have been, you know, something else. It could have been work, or it's really hard when you have kids and you're stressed out about work and you don't want to break down in front of them, because then they're like, they don't understand the complexity of finances and that everything depends on you to bring home food and to make sure the electricity's paid, and that they go to school and you're just like losing it internally because you can't vent to your child. They don't understand, and that would be unnecessary stress put on them when they should be carefree and not worry about it until they're much older. Christian says, not married yet either. Doesn't have kids yet. I mean, eventually. I think it takes time. Don't peer pressure yourself into pursuing a relationship. I think friendships should be developed first. You build friendships, and then you can build the foundation if you wanted to pursue something more romantic with the person you're friends with. I'm not saying choose your best friend. I'm just saying be open to befriending a person you want to date. Let's say you're interested in them. At least you can establish understanding and also what kind of boundaries you have emotionally and physically as friends before you pursue something long-term like dating or becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. I think it relieves a lot of the tension, because if you just immediately pursue someone to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, you know what I mean? I think it comes with a lot of expectation. There's a lot of unnecessary expectation people have for relationships nowadays. I don't understand it. It's like, no matter what relationship you're in, there's always going to be an obstacle you're gonna both have to work through. And I was reading this quote on YouTube, because I'm subscribed to different channels on my personal one. I keep my personal channel away from my public channel. I guess account, if that makes sense. If you ever become a content creator, just know that you're going to want to maintain privacy and also do kind of whatever you want outside of your own channel, because your channel is different. I feel like you should always have something personal, something just for you, and then something public. I mean, it just makes sense. I think when you are an audience member, you kind of think to yourself like, huh, I never thought about that before. But it also helps you maintain privacy. I think that's the main focus, at least for me. Anyway, I saw a quote. The quote said that, what was it? Oh no, I had it and then I lost it. No, I had it, then I lost it. Okay, what was it? What was the quote? It was about... Where was I? Oh goodness. I had it, I can't remember. Oh no! Oh no! I gotta read back what Christian said. Not married yet, not kids yet. Oh my goodness. I can't believe my brain just farted and the gas fumes is clouded my judgment. It'll come back to me.
Basic math. For example, there are 8 billion people in this world. There's no way that all of them hate you. I grew up in a small town in Indiana with 4,000 or so people. Even if they all hated me, which I basically felt like they all did, I was just completely shut out for most of my life. I was a super troublesome kid, always got in fights. There's no way such a tiny pond could represent the whole wide ocean that's the world. It's generally possible to not click with anyone in a group of people like of that size. When it comes to small town high schools, some of them only have 700 total students, and the graduating class may even be less than 200. And let's just use the number 200 while we're doing basic math. Let's say every 10 or so students forms like a clique, like a hobby. That means for 200 students, there's only 20 hobbies in that entire school, so 20 similar interests. And if you think about the whole world, there are way more than 20 hobbies. This means that if you're a car guy or an otaku or a skateboarder or an obscure sports fan or whatever, it's generally possible to be in a school of only, 700 kids and not meet a single person with the same interest as you. Even if you're in a larger high school of 4,000 people, so each class is like 1,000 kids, it's still genuinely possible to not click with a single person because there are more than 4,000 hobbies and interests in the world too. So when you consider that, the first 18 years of your life are a very small sample size of the potential rest of the people you'll actually meet throughout the rest of your life. And when you think of it that way, it's almost hard not to be excited about the future. And that was one of the things I would constantly tell myself throughout late high school to early university was, I'm gonna meet people I like someday, I'm gonna meet people I love someday. And I hope you can forgive me for not being the most active YouTuber or for having the highest quality edits or biggest budget, because I hope me making this video finally explains why. I've just been a team of one person. I don't have a ton of money at all. I'm lucky that I even have the Corvette, to be honest, or had it rather. While I'm being so honest, this video I may as well share.
Okay, buddy, I did it for your own safety. Please be careful about revealing where you live. I love you. Digital kisses. I won't say who revealed where they lived, but please be careful. Yes. If it was in relation to, like, living in a small town, I mean, that's okay. But also just be careful, alright? I'm doing it because for your safety. I don't want anybody being a creeper and being like, they just told us where they lived. You know what I mean? If I can put it in a comical sense. Alright, just wanted to explain why it's missing now. Alright, we're gonna go back.
The real reason I was so insecure and coping about never owning a supercar, it was because I quite literally couldn't. Cancer's expensive, but I don't regret a single penny on fighting it. Besides, I was still lucky enough to have some money that I made off YouTube that I could spend on things that I did love. And I shouldn't ever in any universe not be grateful for how blessed of an opportunity that was. Because of everyone watching though, I was able to still live a very enjoyable life in spite of the cancer I was suffering from. I loved going across the country. I loved going wherever the roads took me, all the faces I'd see, all the places I'd visit. I resolved myself to live every day like it was my last, but keep learning like I'll live forever. Everything about automobiles fascinates me, and even now I'm still learning new things about them. I still always say, you can always apply for another job, but you can never buy back time from the Grim Reaper. For the most part, that should be true, but I don't know what luck stat I just rolled, but maybe somehow me breaking my shoulder was some kind of divine punishment for the trade-off I just received, because somehow I got the Grim Reaper to give me more time. Late this year in August, they did their final treatment on me. I didn't know it was going to be the final one, and honestly, I didn't at the start of it either. I didn't get the results until after me breaking my shoulder, that's the funny part. So I was kind of just laying in bed, feeling sorry for myself. And it was the most bittersweet feeling in the world when I got that email and opened it up where they were like, yeah, the only thing remaining is short segment Barrett's and an irregular Z line, which is
Wow. Okay, let's see. The patient tolerated the procedure well with no complaints of pain during the post-procedure monitoring period. No complications were encountered. Findings. Distal esophagus looked largely normal. There was a very short segment of salmon-colored mucosa. And this was biopsied, but it could have been slightly irregular Z-line biopsies, taken with cold biopsy forceps. Examine otherwise normal stomach on retroflexion assessment. Irregular Z-line versus very short segment Barrett's. Plan. Await pathology to make final deposition. Patient may be discharged when pass score is equal to or greater than baseline. Discharge instructions given to patient. The patient is asked to call if any unusual pains or bleeding occur. May resume normal diet and activities at this time. Patient verbalized understanding and denied needs and or / questions. And, of course, censored. Medical doctor. Medical bachelor's MBA? Just medical doctor? Maybe? I'm looking at the antigrams, I think, right? Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Which is a far cry from the cancer that was once there. So basically I reverted to pre-cancer. And Barrett's esophagus, at least based on what I know, is basically permanent. It will stick with you for the rest of your life. However, people with Barrett's esophagus still tend to live to their mid-60s, and that's a whole lot of time I just got back. I get to grow to be a big unk and beyond. I'll be able to hit another midlife crisis. I'm gonna be one of the only people in this world who has 2 midlife crises. Because when I had the Corvette, I was basically halfway through my life, right? Again, I wasn't telling you guys that I had cancer and that I was going to die, but it's, again, I do like these dark hints, and that's how like depressed and edgy people are. Because even though I make fun of depressed, edgy, sad boys, I was actually a depressed, edgy, sad boy. And maybe that's why I hate sad boys, because we all hate the things that represent ourselves the most. I'm really inflecting a lot in this video, but like,
oh my goodness, I've heard, yes, I couldn't remember the quote I was trying to tell you guys I think in regards to relationships, and then when you're ready, so to speak, and then develop friendships before you can get into like very intimate relationships, that sort of thing. But when he just mentioned sometimes people hate or despise another person's personality, or it could be, you know, something about them, it's because they hate the other person, you know, kind of what they call it, goodness. Just an example, not an actual situation, but just an example. It's because they see themselves. And sometimes that's why bullies bully, for example. I mean, I had school bullies, but I never asked them why. I know it's more of in relation to why people despise the other person. Sometimes it's because of that reason, or sometimes it could be in any relationship. It doesn't have to be just school either. It could also be in kind of like the workforce. It could be in the family. There could be someone that just doesn't like you. And then you have to ask yourself, you know, why not ask them? That's me. Sometimes I shouldn't ask, but I ask because I'm blunt. I'd be like, why don't you like me? And I do it the wrong times. I'm just like, why are you being so, you know, why are you so angry with me? I want to know. And I don't think about like, Sprinkles, you should probably question when to ask. But that's me. I just call it. I'm like, why are you so upset at me for? I do. And then they try to deny it. Oh no, I'm not. Because it's embarrassing when people get called out for being, being upset with another person. Because you can tell the tension. But yeah, that's me. I'll probably just be like pretty empty-headed. And I'm like, why? I did that with my school bully in elementary. She ended up moving away. But I found out through other kids. Because I had asked her why she was upset at me or didn't like me. She didn't have a reason. She just kind of does it because she wanted to, which is not a good reason for kids to, be rude to each other and cause emotional conflict. Yeah, like don't do that. Don't cause unnecessary behaviors, toxic behaviors there. It's better than saying drama. I mean, define drama. I just think of theater. Christian says, it might come back to you because he does talk about kids and relationships later. Oh my goodness. Ooh, we've been, it's good that we're taking these small talks in between. It's a lot of information to digest. Ooh. But yes, I think it was about children, wasn't it? Wasn't that what I was gonna talk about? My goodness. I gotta really practice my memory skills.
Like, I was actually midway through my life at that point if I was going to succumb to my illness, right? But now that I'm cured, my new midway point is like 35 to 40, right? So I get to have another midlife crisis. And if I sound happy, it's because obviously I am, right? I hope to grow old. I look forward to it, in fact. Time doesn't scare me the way it used to.
Grow old with all your teeth. That's how you want to grow old.
Sound happy, it's because obviously I am, right? I hope to grow old.
I want to grow old with all of my teeth. I don't want dentures. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do floss for that reason. I've heard other content creators still share a story time about their teeth and their dental work, and I'm just like, I had braces for 10 years. I had it for so long. You know what? That could have actually pertained, or that could have been why I didn't talk or socialize so much, because my mouth was literally closed shut for a period of time. I had rubber bands connecting the top to the bottom to prevent the mouth from going back to an underbite. So I couldn't really open up my mouth, but a little bit. And I still have jaw problems. I mean, that was kind of like the trade-off for fixing my teeth. If you have an underbite and they realign it, man, it does change your face profile. If you could see me as a child and then me as an adult, like the side profile, you'd be like, whoa. This probably was a good thing, Sprinkles. It probably was. Because if you have an underbite, it kind of sticks out a little bit with your lower jaw. You look like a little Neanderthal. That is fixed. So now my nose aligns with my chin. Yeah. But before, as a kid, I look, a little derpy. I look a little, just look like a child with braces. Man. But yeah, don't feel bad if you guys had dental work. But yeah, when they realigned it, they broke the roof of my mouth because I have a very small, narrow mouth. So in order to readjust it, they had to break it slowly. It was called the butterfly. That's what they called it. It looks like two butterfly wings, and it basically is an attachment to your teeth. And I had it on the top and the bottom. And slowly, they would use this key to turn it, and my parents had to do it, and they'd have to hold me down, and I'd be screaming in pain as the torture device began its work in my mouth. I think that's the worst pain you can have, is your mouth or a paper cut on your toe. It happens, or a splinter. Yeah, like small pain is, at a place you can't, control. It's different if you have like a scar or a cut. I feel like you could, something more bigger, you could actually see it, take care of it. I currently have like some weird little shard in my toe. My foot. I'm waiting for my body to push it out. I probably should get some tweezers. It feels like a glass shard. I don't know how it happened. So for some reason I have glass in my foot. I'll get it out eventually though.
Old. I look forward to it, in fact. Time doesn't scare me the way it used to just a few months ago. I can't wait to become gray and 70. I used to be so jealous and envious of normal, healthy people because they could sink several years in college and even grad school and still have the time to raise families afterwards and live long enough to see their kids even get kids, right? They see their children's children. I was so jealous, man. And even more jealous when those normal people would come up to me and say how much their life sucked and how they had it hard and how they don't want to have a family or having kids is overrated and blah, 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 blah. And like...
Oh my gosh. You know what? What kind of worries me? You don't know if you're capable of having children until you're trying for children. People spend a majority of their life and, in and out of relationships avoiding pregnancy until they're in a stable position of their life where they have a long-term relationship, where they, both genuinely consent to wanting to have, to raise a family. And so you don't know how much to appreciate if you're able to get pregnant. And that's something I think about because I'm a woman, I'm female, so I'd be the one carrying the baby like a seahorse. I wouldn't be transporting it to the male. I wish I could. That'd be so weird. If we were like seahorses, and then we would just be like, here you go, it's your turn. My goodness, my voice. I'm drinking a latte. What is this called again? Oh, what is this called? It's purple! Think of like a purple boba? Goodness, I'm looking it up. I'm looking at, what is it called? Ube? I think it's called ube. Goodness. Ube latte. Ube latte. Yeah! Wait, hold on. No, wait a minute. Ube. Yes, it's ube! The easiest ube latte. What is ube made out of? If you guys were curious, ube latte is made with ube, a purple yam, and coffee or milk. The main ingredient is ube latte, which is ube, a purple yam that is also known as a 𝙎𝙥𝙧𝙚 alata. Ube can be used in a variety of forms, including ube extract, ube jam, or ube halaya. Ube extract has a strong coconutty flavor, while fresh ube tastes more like mild yam. You can add coffee or milk. Ube latte can be made with espresso, cold brew, instant coffee, or without coffee at all. You can also use non-dairy milk, such as almond milk. I prefer goat milk. I should add some goat milk to it, but I think it already had cream. Ube lattes can also include sugar, whipped cream, or other toppings. It's purple! Now you guys know. Ube! Okay, I finally looked it up. Whoa. Petey Hobbit says, I came in on seahorses? ? Hello, Petey Hobbit. We're reacting to Bladed Angel, a recommendation by our buddy, Christian. So Bladed Angel is a content creator who is battling cancer, and still does to this day, but they're in a better state, a more healthier state, where their cancer, as they describe it, is not as it's still a concern, but it's something they can manage. You know, after their years of expenses, that it was something they were battling behind the scenes as a content creator, why they had to make choices of not investing their full time into, you know, the multiple channels they have developed, and, you know, going off the sacrifices, but also currently on this topic of, you know, explaining that they have spoken to people in the past that expressed that they, with their life, they don't want to do menial tasks of, like, having children, normal stuff. That Bladed Angel is actually, you know, showing that those are some things that they want for themselves, but they were so busy with their health and wanting to make sure that they have a longer life ahead of them. You know what I mean? Because you don't know when. It just... If you're battling cancer, you don't know how long you have. In his case, it was serious because it was his esophagus. Yeah, cancer in the esophagus. A buildup of, like, the growth. But yeah, we'll let him speak for this point, though. But yeah, seahorses. I wish we can move the child from our bellies to our husband's bellies. Be like, here, it's your turn to hold the child. It's your turn!
I know I can't force people to live their life another certain way, and I know those people aren't trying to be mean when they say those things to me. And again, it's partially my fault because I never told them my own struggles, right? But I was envious whenever I heard them complain about those things, where it was hard for me to hear those things, where I'm like, you consider those bad things? I wish I could grow old. I wish I could have kids, and now I can. And I don't have to be scared of being selfish and alone, because just a few months ago, I used to have this personal philosophy where I never wanted to grow attached to anyone. I didn't even dare, because how could I become a father if I'm just gonna die before my kid does, right? How could I be a good man if I'm gonna leave this world before my lover does? That's just not responsible. How could I carry the weight of others if I can't even carry the weight of myself? And those are things that used to play on repeat in my head over and over anytime I had an inkling, a small thought of happiness. Like, you don't deserve happiness, man. And it was sad, right? Which is why I guess, doom spend it instead. I was like, let me just buy a stupid supercharged Corvette and drive across the country and travel the world, because that was a sense of happiness that I could still feel, even if it was me fleeting from my emotions. But as I said earlier, I still cherish those memories because I was only able to make those memories because of my journey here on YouTube. Today,
Yes, it came back to me! Hello, Petey Hobbit. Petey Hobbit says, hello, Miss Sprinkles. I love your duck. Always. Look at the duck, guys. Look at the duck PFP. It screams energy! Duck energy. Ducks have a lot of energy for being so little. They waddle around. They're pretty fast. Even with their little wobbly bodies. Yes, it came back to me because he talked about relationships. I was gonna say, I read a quote, and it was about... I want to say... in order to, I don't know if it's the one where in order to love another person, you must love yourself first. Self-love, self-care. You can't really bring love and care for somebody else if it's not something you have for yourself already. If you neglect your well-being, there's no way you're gonna have the time or the energy to actually put it into a relationship too. So him explaining on the topic of how he felt that his needs needed to be focused on himself first was selfish, even though it's very important. You want to make sure you go to the doctor and that you're following with procedures to live a longer night, a longer life. Goodness, my mumbly jumblies. You know what I mean? It's not selfish to focus on your health. It's not selfish to go get surgeries, especially if you have growths of cancer and things like that. It's not. Goodness, they have fleas. Stop itching your fleas. I'm gonna have to get the spray bottle, the anti-itch spray bottle. Petey Hobbs says, he is handsome, man. For real, for real. Yeah, the ducky is handsome. Quack, quack. But yes, yeah, I think that was the quote, I think. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I can proudly share for everyone watching that I have the strength to carry my own weight. I finally got my best wish I've always wanted, which was to be 1-to-1. I get to grow old. I get to be a big unk and beyond. I get to have another midlife crisis. I get to finally live life. And all the doors that were closed for me for so long, I get to finally open. Truly, I'm grateful. We all have our own story, and I thank you for listening to mine. No matter what troubles you've been going through or still lie ahead of you in your life, I promise.
You know, if you have health issues and concerns, you want to make sure you meet somebody who's not going to waste your time and abandon you because of your health issues. You know what I'm saying? You want to find someone understanding, and I think that's what I was going on about, but I can't remember the quote. But it is along the lines of, you want to make sure that other person understands that it's going to be something, especially if it's like a health issue, like a reoccurring health issue. You know what I mean? You don't want to be with someone who's going to judge you and mistreat you because of those differences. You want to come together knowing you're both different. And I think that's what it was, what I was trying to get to about when he talked about relationships. As long as you know you have it together and you're prioritizing what's important, make sure you don't put a relationship, you know, over your health and well-being, because you can fall apart. You can find somebody, you can love each other, but if in that relationship you're not setting time to focus on your well-being, then yeah, you're gonna fall apart. Yeah, you're gonna get really sick. Yeah, you're gonna lose your hair, you're gonna lose your teeth. Never neglect your well-being ever. And if a relationship is taking, you know, away from that or causing a lot of stress, you know, try working it out. Don't give up and don't let other people get involved. I think sometimes a couple's best way to work through things is to remove themselves from the environment. They both need to remove themselves from the environment and go away for a while. Sometimes that helps give them time away from influences, because sometimes family and friends, certain people, not all of them, can sometimes give good advice, but sometimes give really, I was about to curse for a minute there. Nah, I'll just do it. Some people can give really shitty advice, like really bad advice, and I had to say it like that. And sometimes people get jealous and they ruin relationships. I've seen it happen throughout my life. I've seen it happen with family or friends. It's awful. Because not everybody has good intentions for you. Take it like a grain of salt, especially if they're encouraging you to break it off. You want to be the one who decides that. I think if somebody means well, they don't tell you what to do. They suggest, or they're like, hey, you can take this advice, don't take the advice, do whatever you want. But if someone is intentionally getting involved when they shouldn't, it could be your parents too. Unless it's life or death, unless the person has like severe issues with, you know, violence, unless you're being physically abused, I mean, that's different. I think it depends on the situation too. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that you can talk through, work through, you can do it on your own. Seek advice when you need it, but don't let other people shove it down your throat. is what I'm saying. And I think that's the quote I was reading. Yeah, something about do not neglect yourself in a relationship, because if you do, then what's the point of having a relationship if you're slowly fading away into death? You know what I'm saying? High stress. Christian says your boyfriend/girlfriend should be the fourth. Who, wait, what? Should be the fourth? Christian says own self comes first. Oh, they should be the fourth. Okay, it should be you. You come first. They should be the fourth. What? But what are your thoughts on what he had to say today? For all my men and women out there, all my ladies and gents, what did you think about his sharing of his story? He also gave his own take on it too. What he prefers in his life and what he plans to do. It seems like he's goal-oriented. He's a fellow bachelor. If any ladies out there are interested, I'm sure he would not want that. It's better to meet people mutually, and I was just joking. It's better to meet people mutually in person outside of content creation, because then there's a less misunderstanding. If you meet people in a kind of a natural setting is what they call it. Could be coffee shop, could be store, could be, in his case, it could be an event. And not being recognized for your work, but recognized on, you know, just casual conversations. And if you want to, like, actually talk more, I think that's the healthiest way to start a relationship. I think social media is so one-sided that there are some aspects of a person you get more of when there's not expectation or, you know, a lot of judgment. Social media is all about opinions, and people can have their own opinions. If people prefer to meet on social media and it works out for them, then that's great. There's some really good stories that people have about how they met the love of their life, but not for everybody. Everybody's different. Christian says family second, hobbies third. You're saying my YouTube live streaming should come third before my relationship? You know what? I've been thinking about it, guys. It's a serious topic, but imagine when I start having children. Like, how do I tell you guys? What if I get married? Like, how do I tell you when and how and why? Why? When would I tell you? Emmanuel says you done already? About the hobbies? Oh, about the topic. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think we wrapped it up pretty well.
Promise you'll have the courage to face them with nerves of steel and a roaring heart. At the very least, I hope I inspired some people, or at least just helped others get through their trauma by knowing that it's okay to share your trauma, I guess, and have someone that emotionally understands you. It'll take a while to find them, and like I said, 8 billion, just remind yourself, do that basic math. Just think about 8 billion people in the world, right? One of them's gotta love you. But thank you so much again for watching this video, and to all those who've subscribed and supported me thus far. If it's not too much to ask, keep watching as my voice continues to heal in the coming year. I do hope to talk about more than just cars. I want to end this video by giving an answer to a question I used to always ask growing up, which is that why do bad things happen to good people? And the answer is bad things don't happen to good people. Good people become good people because bad things happen to them. And with that, I'd like to thank you all again so much for watching. See you all next time. Blade Angel out.
Alright guys, we got a good take on another content creator's life and seeing more of them as a person. I did see Bladed Angel because of Christian's recommendation, but Christian had a point. Sometimes you just need to be reminded that they're still people and they're not just the content they push out. Which is why I was on that little tangent about you know, content creators that, of course, you know, they get bad raps for things they do. Oh, Kimchi took off his collar. And of course, you're allowed to have opinions, but I still would like to see more of those people. It's like, I know, it's easy to be disliked on social media. People like to, you know, nitpick and surgically remove things about you, but they'll never get the full picture unless they met you in a natural setting and realize that you have feelings. P.D. Hobbin says, and the answer was, I would tell my mom that I love her every day, and so I do. That's good. It's good to tell your parents you love them. P.D. Hobbs says, this reminds me of something I started doing 4 to 5 years ago. I ask myself, if I or my mom would die tomorrow, what would I do differently today? You know, I say I love you when I get off the phone. with my, I try saying I love you at least, or be safe. And it sounds like a repetitive habit after a while of hearing it, but I just want to be able to say those two last things, if anything, not knowing what could happen. Because if I didn't say those two last things, then it would haunt me forever. Christian says, I love how he mentioned one, a reference to his hero card, the Swedish, I don't think I'm going to pronounce that correctly, 𝐙𝐴𝐿. My goodness. But yeah, go tell your parents you love them, even if they get on your nerves. Even if you bump heads. We're gonna give a round of applause for being so open about his life. I'm happy we got to watch it and also do story time. I like never apologize for sharing things about yourself. You know what I mean? Especially if it doesn't hurt anybody, but it gives perspective. I think there are some things you talk about and some things you don't talk about. Is there oversharing? Sure, but I think it kind of is up to you. You know what I mean? Some people could say it was oversharing. Some people could say it was intuitive and it was nice. It was refreshing. I thought his video was intuitive and refreshing. It was a good change to everything, but I do want to play games. I want to play games. What were we doing before, though? We were trying to play a game. I'm trying to think. I'm still stuck on what I was really trying to say. Oh my goodness. Yes, it was good, wasn't it? Does anybody relate to Bladed Angel? Are you working through something regarding to your health? A health crisis? Don't feel ashamed if you're struggling with your health. We all have, to health regulate. And don't let it be something that stops you from finding love. Oh my goodness. I gotta sneeze. I'm burping and I'm sneezing. I gotta think, what were we supposed to do? I think that was it. I think it was. But we were up to something else. We were gonna play a game. But now I want to react to something. We're gonna react to something spooky. Wait, what about the Teletubby thing? Teletubby steals. Teletubby steals. Someone mentioned it. Giga Teletubby steal Fortnite. Oh my goodness. Oh, forklift! They're so dumb. They're so dumb. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna watch something scary. We're putting our tinfoil hats on. Christian says, I'm really glad that you watched him. I did watch him. You know what? It's inspiring because not everybody survives going through treatment. And I can't guarantee if I do at some point. I can't diagnose. I can't self-diagnose, but I know colon cancer is a thing in my family. I do not want to do chemo. I will do very natural herbal medicines. I'll change my diet, tweak it more. I already don't eat chicken. Do you know how miserable I am because I can't eat chicken? I want to eat chicken nuggets, guys. If you're not allergic, please eat one for me. Even if it's a baby one. I really want to. I tried plant-based chicken nuggets, but they're not the same. PD Hoppa says, oh, silly LOL. Oh my goodness. And Teletubbies, you tubby tellies on the telly tube. Where were we? Oh yes, UFO slapped him. Okay, Kimchi, he did it again. Stop it! You're so drunk. He's drunk off catnip and power. Kimchi. You keep bumping into my keyboard. He has all this space, guys. He has so much space up here. I move things out of his way because it's clearly bothering him. He's like, oh, it's so hard to live a cat life. If I could do it, you know what? I'm going to show Kimchi. I'm gonna show Kimchi on live stream. That's right, Kimchi. Actually, wait, never mind. That's not a good idea. If he's already, bouncing off the table, I don't know what he's gonna do when the camera goes on. You know what? Did you know boy cats can spray? They can spray from their butt, from their gland. And it smells really nasty. It's like a skunky spray. They do that when they're mad. They also do it for territorial reasons. I don't know if it's a good idea to show him. He's being so rowdy. He's got catnip now. Yeah, no. I wanted to. Okay, back to tinfoil hat time. UFO, no. You're gonna lose your privilege of being up here because you keep attacking me. I'm using the keyboard. He wants love and attention. Oh, I kind of do want to show him. But I'm nervous because what if it goes bad? I still have the camera. I just have to reconnect it. I could do that. Hold on a second. PD Hoppa says, want a real life scary story? Yes. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Please get off the keyboard. Get off the keyboard. Name is not a good idea. Now's not the time. Another time we'll show Kimchi. Tempted to, but not a good idea. He's being too crazy right now. Stop it. And you would see me grab him at the nape of his neck. Because instead of just like grabbing him normally, because he's gonna bite my hand, you know how mother cats and doggos will grab the back of the neck of their kitten or their pup? You just lightly pull them, kind of direct them away from something they're trying to attack. I feel like it's a gentle way to parent your cat. Because you literally can't just grab them without them like attacking you. So I do that when he gets super rowdy. If he starts attacking my phone and the wires, I just tug him at the back of his neck, and then I pick him up somehow because it distracts him. He looks at me like, huh, what are you doing? And so then it gives me enough time to move him away from what I don't want him to attack and eat. PD Hoppa says, ooh, what the fuck? Really? What happened to the ghost in the darkness of Joe Blow? For real? We're doing it. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. This is so much faster. Woo! I wanted to do UFOs, but we're gonna check this one out. It's about big kittens. For real? Ooh. Oh, big cats? Okay, this is what it looks like. No, you can't have my drink. Oh, he's so big. He's got his cat hair inside of my drink already. Nasty, but I'm still drinking it because you become a cat owner. You're just like, there's no point on winning. Okay, oh, I hate it. I hate this. I don't even know how that happened. That was horrible. How did that even happen? Oh. Okay, we're gonna pick a video. Oh, he wants to get out. Hold on a second. Be free. Be free. They have been freed. They were in my room for a bit. The door was closed due to sound, because life. PD Hoppa says yes, it lulls. Oh no. I can't believe it did that. I hate it. Okay, this one. We're gonna do the 8-minute one. What happened to the ghost in the dark? Okay, this one. Oh, the movie.
A vicious pair of male lions began targeting and brutally attacking the workers. For more than 9 months, the rogue predators used the work camp as their own personal hunting ground, dragging men from their tents at night and killing them for sport. They became known as Ghost and Darkness by the frightened workers, who believed them to be vengeful spirits defending their ancestral land from the encroaching British Empire. With the attacks only getting worse, it was up to John Patterson to defend his workers and end the Lions' reign of terror. In 1907, Patterson wrote about his tumultuous battle with the Lions in his semi-autobiographical book, The Man-Eaters of Tsavo, which in 1952 Hollywood first tried to bring this true tale of terror to life with 𝑯𝑨𝑽𝑬. But it was the later adaptation of Patterson's memoir that would really haunt our nightmares when screenwriter William Goldman wrote The Ghost and the Darkness, directed by Stephen Hopkins, starring Val Kilmer as the famed engineer slash hunter slash real life badass, and Michael Douglas as the fictional Charles Remington.
Changing plans. Get him back! Now get him all back!
But just how accurate is the Hollywood version of Patterson's experiences? Let's venture forward and find out what the really happened to the Ghost and the Darkness.
Let us prepare for battle.
Let the young skunk says sorry, I haven't showed up much. My job has been killing me. Some guy's driving at the power. I'm crazy, making me work so much more. It's okay, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you said hello. We're watching what TF really happened to the Ghost and the Darkness. In 1898, Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson was sent to Africa on behalf of the British government to oversee the construction of a very important railway bridge located to the remote of 𝑡𝒂𝒊𝒂 region of Kenya. The operation employed thousands of laborers and spanned multiple miles of railway track, making it a considerable undertaking for any one person. But John Patterson was up for the daunting task. However, mere days after his arrival, a vicious pair of male lions began targeting and brutally attacking the workers. For more than 9 months, the rogue predators used the work camp as their own personal hunting ground, dragging men from the tents at night and killing them for sport. They became known as the Ghost and Darkness by the frightened workers who believed them to be vengeful spirits defending their ancestral land from the encroaching British Empire. With the wild attacks only getting worse, it was up to John Patterson to defend his workers and end the Lions' reign of terror. In 1907, Patterson wrote about his tumultuous battle with the lions in the semi-autobiographical book, The Man-Eaters of 𝒂𝒊, which is 1952. The Hollywood first tried to bring this true tale of terror to life with 𝑯𝑨𝑽𝑬, but it was the later adaptation of the Patterson's memoir that could really haunt our nightmares when screenwriters William Goldman wrote The Ghost and the Darkness, directed by Stephen Hopkins, starring Val Kilmer and the farmed engineer hunter real-life badass. Oh, he did say this part. Oh my goodness, he said all this part. Oh my goodness, it was the introduction. Oh my goodness, I'm reading his introduction again. But I thought I'd give it a read. Sometimes it's always different in the description compared to what's in the film, just to give more context.
The film opens in England, 1898. John Henry Patterson is brought before Robert Beaumont, one of the bigwigs behind the Kenya-Uganda Railway Bridge construction project. Under the pretense of expanding trade routes and ending slavery in the region, Patterson is assigned the duty of overseeing the construction of a seminal bridge over the 𝒂𝑊 River. He accepts the role and departs for Africa, leaving behind a pregnant wife, Helena. So far, the only major departure from reality is Patterson's pregnant wife. While Patterson was married to Frances Helena Gray at the time, she was not pregnant. The two would eventually welcome their first and only child, Brian Patterson, in 1909. Similar character changes are made upon Patterson's arrival to Africa. In the film, we're introduced to Angus Starling, the British supervisor of the railway, Samuel, the Kenyan foreman and Patterson's eventual right-hand man, and Dr. David Hawthorne, the lead medic on site. While all of these characters are fictional, they are either directly inspired by or amalgamations of real people. Mere days after Patterson's arrival, the attacks begin. The film accurately portrays the unusual brutality these lines displayed. Workers were literally dragged from their tents and devoured on site. The medical tent was also targeted. The injured labourer.
You guys, can you imagine sleeping and a lion comes up to you and just tears off your face? I'm sure they go for the face knowing that it hurt the most because it's very tender. I'm glad you picked a story. Jesus. You wouldn't think that this would happen, but it actually did. At first I thought, okay, this is probably some fictional story. But to realize that this actually was a historical event that took place and got recorded makes it so much more fascinating. You're probably wondering what exactly was going on in the minds of these animals. And, you know, people explaining it was probably some people came up with some superstition. Or it could have also been they were on their territory, is what I'm coming up with. That maybe the territory they're in is actually messing up with their eating grounds, their hunting grounds. It could have been that was their hunting grounds before the people came. And so it was only instinctually natural for them to gravitate to the area. You know what I mean? Because animals do pass on genetic behavioral habits. And also you think of like different kind of navigational patterns they have naturally. That sort of thing. But yeah, we'll proceed with the story. But right after this one, we're probably going to call it a wrap.
Inside considered easy pickings for the beasts. Soon the attacks ramp up, with multiple workers being killed each night. The movie effectively shows how difficult it was to hunt these lions, considering the size of the work camp. By the time Patterson would get to the scene of an attack, the lions would already be gone. To keep the lions at bay, Patterson employed a number of tactics to defend the camp. Heeding the advice of Samuel, Patterson has the workers build thorn fences, known as bomas, around the camp to keep the lions out. He institutes a strict curfew to ensure there are no workers out after dark. and sets up small fires throughout the camp to further deter the lions. However, the rogue predators are unbothered by these obstacles. Given their larger than usual size and determination, the lions were able to either leap over 𝒂𝒻𝑆 or crawl underneath them. The fires and tents also offered no protection for the workers. Before long, the lions begin hunting in broad daylight, which is highly unusual behaviour. Now is probably a good time to point out one of the movie's biggest inaccuracies, which is its portrayal of the two lions. The actual 𝑣𝑒𝑽𝑬 man-eaters, as well as most lions in the region, are maneless, unlike the one seen in the film. While scientists aren't exactly sure why this is the case, one of the leading theories suggests the hot, arid nature of the area renders them ineffective. In a region starved of ample sources of water, manes are, biologically speaking, a drain on the lions' limited resources. Thus,
like I just mentioned, they were they were on their territorial grounds for food. So a lion's mane is a healthy lion. Without a mane, it's not a healthy lion. P.D. Hobbit says the lions would not eat their victims, which is not normal for wild animals. My goodness. But my thing is, maybe people don't taste good. I know people have stories about cannibalism, but what if we don't really taste good? If animals think we don't taste good enough to eat, I think that says something about what we're eating, that they can smell off our bodies.
they've evolved to grow without them. However, director Stephen Hopkins didn't have much of a choice when making this movie. Since the production employed real lions, they were unable to cast actual untrained 𝑣𝑒𝑽𝑬 lions for obvious reasons. As the attacks get worse, the labourers begin to revolt against...
𝑙𝑎𝑡𝑖𝑉𝑎N Skunk says, I don't understand. If an animal's endangered but attacking you should... but if they attack you, you should defend yourself. I think you do have a point there. It depends on the circumstances. If you're in a position where you're being attacked by an endangered species, you should defend yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, there's also the question of like, what are you doing there in the, you know, what are you doing out there in the wild? Unless you're like, you know, going camping and then you get stumbled upon by like a mountain lion. Oh gosh, then yes, defend yourself. You should. Because if not, then you're gonna be a missing person and nobody's gonna know what happened to you. But if you survive defending yourself, you can tell the story and then you could save other lives. Which is kind of what happened here. They shared the story so people would be careful. Like, hey, they're attacking people. It's awful. Imagine just laying there at night and just like something grabs your leg and you're like, ah! Did the wife really get murdered? That's a good question. P.D. Hobbit says, oh, well, nah. We taste like pork and pork is delicious. No, P.D. Hobbit, no. No. I do like eating pork, but I don't think I'd eat people. I'm sure I'm allergic to people if I'm allergic to so much meat.
Against Patterson. Considering most of them were brought in from India, they simply didn't know how to properly defend themselves from the lions. They viewed the beasts as vengeful spirits defending their territory from the British Empire and considered Patterson to be the reason for the attacks. As a result, they turned against him and refused to work until the lions were killed. To keep production on track, Patterson was forced to get crafty. In one of the movie's best sequences, Patterson creates a box trap out of decommissioned railway cart to cage one of the lions. 3 Indian workers armed with rifles voluntarily locked themselves behind steel bars in the back of the trolley,
oh my
using
gosh!
themselves as bait for the lions. Surprisingly, the trap worked, but it wasn't long before chaos broke out. The trapped lion immediately became enraged and threw itself against the bars numerous times, threatening to cave in on the workers. Its deafening roar actually caused one of them to lose their hearing. The terrified volunteers began shooting at the lion, but somehow missed every shot. One of the stray bullets managed to strike the trap door, destroying the lock. Although the lion got away, the workers also escaped with their lives. It seems unbelievable, but this entire sequence was ripped straight out of Patterson's book. In the
That is scary. But at least they all lived. But dang. The lion went up against the metal bars. Guys. Ah, scary. Ooh. I've seen images of a lion holding a manchichi, you know, monkey, in its mouth. But attached to the manchichi was a baby manchichi. And the baby manchi was just clinging to its deceased mother, not knowing what to do. Nature is not merciful, not always.
film, Patterson requests the help of British soldiers to aid in hunting the lions. Beaumont refuses the request out of fear it will make their country look weak.
I don't think so.
Instead, he sends for famed hunter Charles Remington, played by Michael Douglas. Much like many other characters in the film, Charles Remington is a Hollywood creation. In reality, when work slowed down, the British government actually heeded Patterson's request and sent over 20 sepoys, or Indian riflemen, to assist in the hunt. Upon his arrival, Remington takes charge as the lead hunter. His first order of business is to relocate the medic tent, as the smell of rotten human flesh is like catnip to the lions.
Well, then I guess we all agree.
In reality, it was Patterson's idea to move the tent, and he did so fairly early during his time in Tsavo. During the hunt the following day, Patterson uses a high-powered rifle that was given to him by Dr. Hawthorne.
My goodness, PD Hobbit says I wouldn't eat people either. Well, not if I don't have to. Eating people also gives you the jitters. I've read and I've seen. Oh my goodness, you know what it makes me think of? The 𝐻𝐵N Hotel, why the character Alistair twitches a lot, or he sometimes has jitters because he's a cannibal. Latvian Skunk says my grandpa worked at Chernobyl. Really? That's cool.
In the scene,
Your grandfather's a walking history book!
Patterson and the Maasai tribe, who they're hunting alongside, manage to corner one of the killer lions. However, when Patterson attempts to kill it, his rifle jams and the lion escapes. Surprisingly, this also happened to the real Patterson. However, the faulty rifle was...
You guys, if you look at this picture, that man's seen a lot of things. Look at those eyes, and your eyes tells a lot about you, about what you've experienced. Man, this is a humble man.
The faulty rifle was his own, not the doctor's, and the Maasai tribe did not participate in any hunts alongside Patterson. Later that night, Patterson and Remington attempt to lure the lions to the old hospital tent. They cover the walls with animal blood and litter the area with parts, but somehow the lions saw through their bluff and attacked the new hospital tent. Unbelievably, this actually happened to the real Patterson. The two lions were clever enough to avoid their trap and attack the new medic tent.
Did you guys hear about shapeshifters? In every culture they have shapeshifters, right? What if the two lions were spiritual shapeshifters? They were actual people, like two brothers going after, you know, this kind of like this development happening and, you know, near where they live. I can picture that being another retelling of the story, but from the brothers, the two lions perspective, it's pretty nutty, but that's what I'm thinking. I mean, every culture that, yeah, shapeshifters, skinwalkers, man, it's cool. Petey Hobbs says, yeah, he's seen war, I think. My goodness. My goodness.
However, the film does deviate from the truth a bit. While there were attacks on the medical tents, what is seen in the film is an all-out massacre. While there were a lot of deaths at the hands of these lions, there was never a mass killing over the course of a single night on this scale. At this point in the movie, the remaining workers leave. It's now up to Samuel, Remington, and Patterson to hunt these beasts alone. Remington and Patterson set out into the surrounding wilderness to track the beast and come across what appears to be their den, absolutely filled with the bones of their past kills. It's a horrific sight and lends a supernatural terror to the onslaught wrought by these lions. Ultimately, this part of the movie is, to a degree, fabricated. Patterson never found the lion's den during his initial time in Africa, when the story takes place. But according to legend, Patterson did indeed discover a cave filled with animal and human remains when he returned to the region a few years later. Although he took a picture of the reported lion's den, no one has been able to confirm its existence in the years since. That night, Patterson finds an ideal position and sets up a scaffold to hunt from, using a live baboon to lure the lions out of the wilderness.
The poor baboon, did they survive? Petey Hobbit says I personally think they might have been demon possessed. I don't know, I still understand the superstition they had culturally. You'd be surprised. Sometimes superstitions have some truth to it, even if it's not scientific. You know what I mean? There just are some things that you should be warned of and follow that warning. You know what I mean? The sort of thing, the heeding warn. I'm trying to say it correctly. Oh goodness, how do you say that? Yeah, a heated warning? Yes, take it seriously, especially if they're just telling you to be cautious and careful.
And it works. What ensues is a battle to the death. Patterson manages to sink a few bullets into the beast, but is quickly overpowered by the lion. His life is saved by Remington at the last second, and the first man-eater is officially killed. Although this scene is largely fictional, there are some bits of truth here. For starters, Patterson did set up a scaffold as a sort of hunting stand. However, he didn't use a live baboon as bait, but an already dead donkey. Patterson was able to shoot the lion but didn't kill it. According to his book, the lion returned a few nights later, and Patterson, using a more powerful rifle, was finally able to take the beast down. With the first lion officially dead, Remington, Samuel, and Patterson celebrate. However, the joyous celebration is short-lived, as the second lion, perhaps driven by vengeance, kills Remington in his sleep. Considering Remington is a fictional character, it's safe to say this scene never happened. The climax of the film diverges a bit from reality as well. In it, Samuel and Patterson lure the beast out of hiding when they cremate Remington's remains. A long-winded chase ensues, with Patterson firing a number of rounds at the lion, who is seemingly unaffected by the bullets. Patterson manages to scramble up a tree, but the lion isn't far behind. Samuel tosses his rifle to Patterson, who manages to finally deliver the kill shot, officially bringing the bloodshed to an end. In truth, the hunt for the final beast spanned a few weeks and was much less thrilling. Like the first lion, Patterson lured it out of hiding using a dead goat as bait.
Where's the goat?
However, the lion managed to flee and remained in hiding for the next 11 days. Eventually, Patterson and his small band of troops caught up to the lion and managed to shoot it a few more times. Somehow, the beast was able to escape again, but it wouldn't be for long. Patterson tracked the lion down the following day and finally killed it. All in all, the beast took 9 rounds to take down.
You guys, that's a big lion. Look at that lion. Look at the paws. I have to move you guys. I have to move your position. Look at the paws. The paws compared to a man's face. I'm so relieved Kimchi is not that big. I'm glad he's just a normal sized house cat. If he was any bigger, he'd be playing around with me too.
And finally killed it. All in all, the beast took 9 rounds to take down. The man-eaters of Tsavo hold a unique place in history. The 2 lions are believed to have killed close to 135 people over the span of 9 months. Even though some historians dispute these numbers, it has never officially been discredited. The reason behind the lions' bloodlust is also up for debate. Some historians believe they developed a taste for human flesh thanks to the Arab slave caravans that often travelled through the area. Those who died on the brutal journey were essentially left where they dropped, providing these lions with a food source. Later examination of the lions revealed that one of them may have had an impacted tooth. Although it sounds like a small issue, that dental problem would have made the lion a poor hunter. Humans, in contrast to typical prey like zebras, are much slower and, generally speaking, easier to kill. Overall, The Ghost in the Darkness gets a lot of the story details correct. Given that most of what we know about this story comes from Patterson's own book on the subject, it's safe to say that some details may have been exaggerated for the sake of entertainment, and perhaps a bit self-aggrandizing. But by and large, The Ghost in the Darkness is not only a factual retelling of a terrifying ordeal, but also expertly and thrillingly told. It's safe to say that The Ghost in the Darkness is more fact than fiction.
Wow, that was like a video essay. We're gonna give them a round of applause. I was expecting it to be, I don't know. I didn't expect it to be that thorough, but I like that they compared it to the book that was written by, where is he? They compared it to the book and comparison to the film. The Man-Eaters of Tsavo, another East African Adventures by John Harry Patterson. He lived with all his libs, guys. After that many attacks, what, 30 plus people? I think it was 35. That's a lot of people. Then he doesn't look very big and broad. He looks kind of petite. I mean, if you think about people at the time, they didn't all have access to, you know, constant produce and meat. I mean, especially if they're journeying off. I think people were a lot smaller based on what they could consume for a meal. That kind of goes into their nutrition, their diet. And that's why they were kind of petite. If you notice that, people were really little. P.D. Hobbs is clap, 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 clap. P.D. Hobbs says, truth is stranger than fiction. It is stranger than fiction. Man, we need to react to monsters inside me. Something about, like, parasites. We think this is scary. Imagine the little monsters inside of us eating away at our flesh. Well, buddies, it's kind of cheesy, the little robo-dude emote. My goodness, beep, 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 beep. It's time for us to say goodbye on this note. Go check out the book. Go check out their channel. We're gonna give them a likey. Doing. I'm trying to like more videos. Remind me. The stomach-curling events of the killing of the fields. Do you see that one with my ear? Do you see this one? Interesting. I want to binge more. I actually like this. I feel like we're bonding. Now I'm afraid of big giant lions. Now I have a fear for lions. Oh boy, says 𝑃𝑑𝐿𝑖𝑗. Yeah. Whoa. Very messed up origins of skinwalkers. Oh my gosh. But it's 9:52. Next week is Christmas. The messed up stories of skinwalkers. Oh. Tempted. Tempted. Latvian Skunk says, have you ever had possum? Oh, possum? I have never tried possum. I've tried bear, I've tried snake, I've tried rabbit, I've tried elk, I've tried deer, I've tried gator. Gator's very delicious. Very chewy. But yeah, I've never tried opossum. Is it good? I heard that possums that are from... When they're from more... If they're not city possums, they actually taste pretty good. If you have a possum that's raised in a more natural environment where they have access to berries and other fruits, as well as like nuts, that when you cook them, they taste fruity. But that's what I was told by people who actually have eaten them. Yeah, they said they taste good. They said not city possums. City possums are junk eaters. They don't really have many options to choose from because, you know, people have... They have farms and they kind of take away land for other fruits to grow. You know what I'm saying? We really control the food, and I kind of feel for animals on that part. They're limited. Linksy says, would you even want to fight a skinwalker? Never! I would never. How do skinwalkers reproduce? That's my question. Ugh, it would be the worst documentary. Skinwalkers procreating. It'd be so horrible. Given their temperament and how gruesome and violent they can be, I don't think that'd be a very pleasant experience. You're doing? Question mark, says Linksy. I like how you asked one question, but I ask another question. Would I fight them? No. Would there be a documentary about how they actually are formed? I would love to see it. Maybe. Maybe not the reproduction part. Once the female is approached by the male skinwalker, 𝑃𝑑𝐿𝑖𝑗 says, like fairies. Oh no. You know what? I want to hear a furry's perspective. What do you think about skinwalkers? Have you heard about the lore? Would you ever approach? You know what I mean? Skinwalkers are very animalistic. I don't think they'll stick around for a conversation. Linksy says, I guess they'd be reproduced by magic? Like, dude, these myths are getting weirder. They can't answer the real questions we give out. How do they reproduce? We don't know. It's a mystery. I don't know. Female, male, shebangy, baby. I think that's how they reproduce. The male skinwalker has approached the female skinwalker. He's trying to, what is the word? He's trying to guide her to his den, but she refuses! Unless he has a gift offering to give to her. I don't know. He gives her the carcass of his most recent kill. You guys, I think I'd be laughing. If that was animated, I would be like, dang it, I should have given it more of a raspy, you know, documentary BBC voice. And the female debates on accepting his invitation, but declines again. The male skinwalker walks away and looks for another time to approach a female, accepting to return to his den and cry. 𝑃𝑑𝐿𝐼𝑗 says, how are babies made, Sprinkles? Well, you got a male, you got a mommy and a daddy. Most times. Most times that's how... Well, that's how procreation works. A male and a female. Yeah. Now, other species are a little bit different. But yeah. And then they dance, guys. They dance together, and a few months later, a baby is born. That's a nicer way of putting it, without sugarcoating it too much. If I sugarcoat that, it'd be, they share Twinkies together. Yes, you know how Twinkies are. I'll show you a Twinkie. I'll show you why I call them Twinkies. You're gonna be like, why are you calling it Twinkies? The male Twinkie and the female Twinkie. My goodness. Twinkies. Find it without... where is that? Oh, Twinkies. Yeah, guys. Twinkies. Well, this is why I call it a Twinkie. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is how we say goodbye. Twinkie! That's why I call it a Twinkie. See how it's covered in bread and the inner is like, cream? That's why I'm like, they share Twinkies together. 𝑃𝐷𝐻𝐿 says, unless you're a snail. I know, snails work differently. They stab each other. You're the female. No, you're the female. And then whoever fails at the sword fight, then they have to be the female who carries the fertilized eggs. So like, ugh, all this hard work. I have to carry the eggs. Snail reproduction, please. Reproduction. This is how we end it then. I guess not on the Twinkie image. Yes, everything you need to know about snails. It says snail mating. How do snails mate? 4 minutes long.
Ever wondered how snails, those small, slow and slimy creatures, manage to find love and procreate in the vast wilderness?
I love your voice.
Well, hold on to your shells, because the world of snail mating is a remarkably complex and fascinating one.
Ew!
It's a delicate dance that involves locating a mate, courtship, sperm transfer, sperm storage, egg laying, hatching, and even growth and development. So who's ready to slow down and explore the intricate ballet of snail romance? Stay tuned.
Wait, is the music copyrighted? Dang it! I hate that. Okay, we're gonna read it. Sperm transfer and storage. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read about snail reproduction as we listen to Mario soundtrack. How contradictory is that? It's like, what? Are you ready for to learn about snail mating before we end the live stream? Some fun facts with sprinkles. Learn something new every day. Revisiting the reproduction of snails. Alright, hold on to your glasses and your hats. Sperm transfer and storage reproduction. We're gonna play without the music. We'll read it together. They transfer, you see. Snails are quite remarkable creatures, being hermaphrodites. Each snail processes both male and female reproductive organs. This means that during mating, both snails have the ability to fertilize and be fertilized. This dual role is performed in a fascinating dance. The snails position themselves in exchange and sperm packets through a special tube. Change the music, this is too exciting. Oh my goodness. This love dart is not Cupid's arrow. Rather, it's a sharp, calcified structure used to deliver sperm. The exchange is mutual. Both snails send and receive, ensuring each has a chance at motherhood. Once the exchange is complete, after they fight to the death. You're the mother. No, you're the mother. You're the mother. And then one of them wins. Eggs instead, and they take the time to store, they receive sperm for later use. This allows them to fertilize their eggs at a later date when conditions are just right. With the sperm safely stored, the snails are now ready for the final stage, laying eggs. And that is the reproduction of snails! You're welcome! The end. Snail reproduction. I really like the whole story that they fight each other with the stabbing of their little sticks. What did they call them? Where is it? The dance exchange special to beloved dart. It's a sharp exchange calcified structure. Yeah, it kind of looks like this. Yeah, it comes out in this stabby. Whoa! Lynxie says, why do Twinkies rhyme with name Lynxies? I shall sue. No, Lynxies. Too expensive. 𝑃𝐷𝐻𝐿 says, no. Oh no, segs end with sprinkles the format. Yes, buddies. Snail reproduction has now been in order. You are welcome. It was a very short explanation. Oh, my glasses. Alright, buddies. Peace and love. Take care of yourselves. Avoid the love darts in society. Do not let it pierce you, or you shall be in motherhood. Spiritually in motherhood. I'm just kidding. I'm being a little random and goofy. But yeah, avoid the love darts. Take that with what you will. Lynxie says, thanks for the info. I'll go bleach my eyeballs and brush my eardrums. Thank you very much. Yes, love dots. All right, peace and love, buddies. See you next time. I'll see you tomorrow, actually. I rescheduled from Saturday to tomorrow. Yeah, I kind of just want a weekend where I prepare for the next week. It's gonna be such a rush. We have Christmas, we have Christmas Eve. We also have the crocheting. I gotta study up, brush up, and I'll probably make a fox before. I'm gonna start on the fox early. Yeah, I'm looking into glow-in-the-dark yarn. There's a little sneak peek for ya. I'm gonna use glow-in-the-dark yarn for our fox. It's gonna be kind of like voodoo doll inspired. So let me know what you think down in the comments below about learning about the snails, the horrible story about the two deathly brother lions, reacting to oh goodness, a bladed angel, who thankfully is not become a baby angel. Thank you for still being around to tell your stories and to share your insights about self-growth. And, you know, learning more about yourself and taking care of your health, which is very important. It's good to see content creators take care of themselves because it encourages you to do the same thing, you know? And also the game you played. Under 7-bit, goodbye, buddies! Goodbye, buddies! See ya tomorrow!